I do really respect it though, because I think a lot of creators make the mistake of trying to face it head on while still trying to keep a healthy, or in quotation marks, healthy content life. And I think that's where they make a lot of mistakes, where you step back and you went, I need to just step back for a second, like I did. Step back for a second, deal with shit, and then we can get back going again.
And I'm like, guys, hey, look at these keys. And I start like rattling like my actual real life keys. And I put like this image on screen over the puzzle that I'm doing. I can do the puzzle while they're not looking at it. They're looking at, I'm like distracting my own chat. And they went crazy over it. I remade Fallen Kingdom in Minecraft block by block in survival, which I did 5 years ago. And every time we do it, Scott's always like, this is the last time you'll ever play with this team. And we're like, okay, Scott, whatever you say. I was supposed to be in the first one, but also like I invited her to the second one. And then, the rest is history.
Alright lads, welcome back to InsideMC, the part of the podcast where I sit down with an amazing guest every single week. And this week I am joined by somebody who I should have thought of a joke. So I'm trying to think of a joke on the spot now, and it's and it's not a good one. Here, I got this one. Guest who hasn't been named yet. What do you call a fish with no eyes?
I don't know. What do you call a fish with no eyes?
A fish. Sorry. I'm joined with Krinios, who only has one eye. That was meant to be the joke then, and I realized I went down the no eye route, but you have an eye, so it's like didn't really make sense.
Feels, that's awesome. No, you killed that. That was an amazing joke.
I just didn't kill that.
Don't know how I've not heard that one before.
Are you being serious? You've never actually heard that?
I've not heard that one before.
Oh my goodness gracious. Well, welcome.
I'm just happy you didn't make the Krinios joke that everyone makes towards me when they first meet me. They're like, oh, Krinios sounds like cringe, so you're Cringios. And I'm like, ooh, you're the first guy to ever think of that.
I mean, I have one that we can talk about later on, but another funny one is complete skittle.
Oh. Okay. I think I know where that's going. Okay.
we'll talk about that later on. We've only just started the podcast. We don't want to skip ahead to things. Law at the start. Here we go. Welcome in, Krinios. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
I am very happy. I uploaded a video 3 hours and 22 minutes ago from this right now, and it's got nearly 800 views on the InsideMC channel. It's the for context, it's the dual Minecraft SMP creators think the same video, and I'm very proud of it. Sorry to promote a video on your podcast for the first thing here. I'm very proud of it.
Do whatever you want. Go ahead. I mean, my video I posted 9 days ago has 9.3k views, but I'm more sad that I've not posted a video in 9 days. I gotta get back to editing pretty soon. I've had a big problem with not editing like frequently recently, even after my hiatus. I gotta get back on it and just get more videos out.
Honestly, fair. I mean, I had somebody edit this video, I had somebody animate it, and I had somebody edit it, but big up Vera and Rory. I might as well promote them here rather than just saying somebody. But because I edit all the podcasts and stuff. just some people, I guess. But
my team.
I mean, they're part of the InsideMC team, which is funny. But I've been I edit all of the podcasts and stuff up, so I just didn't have time to do it. So it's kind of nice to have people to be able to edit. Which I mean, who knows? Maybe you could get somebody who would they're not really voluntarily, but like they're nice enough to help out with editing. There you go. So
yeah, I mean, I used to have editors a while ago. But for some reason, I think I've always liked making them myself, which is not good for like a pipeline to get videos out faster. But I feel like the more time that I spend on it, the more I like it at the end. I don't know. I think it's just like a one thing. I just prefer having like my own little touch on it.
Honestly, I relate. Like, I mean, I had somebody else that did the MCC video, and they did an amazing job, but there's a lot of stuff that needed fixing, so I had to stay up until like 5 a.m. before I went on holiday just to like have the video edited, because I thought teams were going to come out the week earlier. So I stayed up until 5 a.m. Thursday morning, and MCC teams got released the week later. But at least I had it done before my holiday, which was all right. It's just I this time around. Exactly, yeah, but this time around I had Vera who was doing it, so like she like matches brain cells with me, so we was able to get on to like the perfect thing of what we wanted to do, and communication was a lot better, so it was nice.
You're lucky with that. I mean, I've had really good editors work for me, but I think I work, or I think in a very unique way that most people don't understand when it comes to editing. That like I think if you watch me do it, you won't understand why I do something in a certain way, but it looks better when the video's done. That like any editor would have probably an issue like looking at my timeline and being like, what do I do with this?
How do I work around your mindset? What?
I know. Well, you'll look at it and you're like, why is the audio like? So in my videos, I'll like move audio around and like retime the way people talk, and I'll sometimes like dub over myself in my own videos to make it sound better. And like you wouldn't notice unless you watch the VOD itself. Also, people will watch that in the edit and like, well, why do you do that? Like, what's the point in doing this?
But that makes sense. I can see why. Yeah.
But I'm like, it sounds better to me. And I think if you don't notice it, then like it doesn't matter how the timeline looks as long as the video looks good. I don't mind making it look weird in the edit.
I mean, you do a good job. I mean, I can 100% relate to what you mean about the whole editing, like your own video things. I used to do it myself. I used to sometimes have people help me, but for the most part, I was editing myself, and it's how I wanted it, so it's perfect. But with like the InsideMC team, it's grown now. We have 9 people, and like I've been able to kind of hand select people who have the same kind of vision or the same mindset as I do. So when it comes to editing and stuff, I have people who I don't even have to watch the subtitles over. I can just download it and upload it. I don't need to rewatch it because I know I trust them enough now.
That's a lot of trust to have. I respect that a lot.
I mean, it's also because I kind of wanted the video out very badly, and it was done yesterday, and I really wanted it out today. So it's kind of that whole having it, but it's good. I mean, I watch over it, but like the shorts that Jokana, who's listening to this now, does that, I just upload. So but
I mean, it's good to have. I guess I respect that level of like trust a lot, because it's hard to find that, at least over like a long period of time. So like the fact that you have that is like super, not lucky, but like it's essential, I guess, to your workflow.
It's just nice to have.
Yeah.
Enough about me anyways. Sorry, that's me out the way. So I just wanted to talk about the video and stuff. But
how dare you?
how dare I talk about myself? But we are meant to be interviewing you today. Funny enough, Krinios, it's not about me. I mean, I guess we did talk about you, to be fair. So that's it for Inside MC. Thank you all for listening.
Yeah, we're done.
That's it,
guys. This has been a 5-minute podcast. Hope you enjoyed.
I always like to give the intro, funny enough, for you to introduce yourself. Obviously, we've gotten to know who you are a little bit here, but who are you? What do you do? If you have a fun fact you'd like to share, no pressure on that front, of course, but anything, floor's yours.
Oh, there's nothing fun about me. Just a bad idea to ask me that. But my name is Ryan, also known as Krinios. I am a Minecraft-ish / variety streamer and YouTuber. I've been making videos probably for almost half my life, but actively, like as the name Krinios, probably for around 5 years now. Actually, over 5 years now, just about. I started playing Minecraft on this one Minecraft server called SMP Live 5 years ago, and since then I've been involved in a lot of Minecraft things. I play Minecraft a lot, maybe too much. I play Minecraft even on days where I don't stream Minecraft, and it's a little embarrassing, but that's how it goes.
I don't think that's an issue though. I think like, because you're not the only one who I've talked to. There's a lot of people who, I mean, me, right? Oh god, we're talking about me again. Who would have thought?
Oh my god, here we go. No,
this is my way of showing I relate. That's the only reason I bring myself.
Yeah, no, it's totally fine.
All of my free time, because I work in quotation marks real job, is like all my free time is spent editing the podcast. Like as soon as we're done this, I'll stay up till 1:30, 2 a.m. and then wake up at like 6:30 a.m. editing and getting stuff done because I've fallen behind because I was quite ill. Like I do sometimes play Minecraft in my off time when I'm in a voice call, but that's so rare. Like we had if you don't mind me mentioning other guest names, Babluon, who said he's like they're playing Minecraft all the time in their own time. So I don't think it's an issue. I think that just helps you improve your content as well. Because if you're constantly playing the game, you know what you're doing.
That is true. The thing is, like, people will see me play on like high pixel housing parkour at like 4 a.m. They're like, why is Krinios here? Is he streaming? I'm like, no, it's just fun for me. Or like I have this thing. So this part is embarrassing, is that back in like 2020, when the Hive used to be like a Java server still. I know, the Hive reference. I would log onto the Hive every day for like hours, but not like play the games. I would just chill on like the server hub and like talk to people there and just run around or like fly around because I have like YouTube rank, and I would just hang out on the hub every day for like whenever I'm like a Discord call, like watching a video or like listening to music, it's always like on that server. And then that server shut down, unfortunately. It's only on Bedrock now, but I like that map so much that I downloaded the map on single player, and when I'm bored sometimes I'll run around it in single player when I'm not doing anything. I think that part's a little weird, but
in the least weird way possible, this feels like such deja vu. And unless I just genuinely had nearly this exact same conversation with somebody else on another podcast. But I said that like I used to be a Hive Bedrock creator. That's why I went when you said it, because that was the server I used to play the most before moving over to Java. But honestly, I don't see a problem with what you do. Maybe the whole downloading the map thing. I think there's plenty of other servers out there that you could give a player.
Maybe. It's a little nostalgic, It's just like, I don't know why I do it. I think it's like the map is so pretty to look at. That's probably the only reason why.
I'm also
to be honest,
pretty sure it's illegal to. Like, I'm pretty sure they have like a rule. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter now because the server's shut down.
I know people who work at the Hive. I don't think they would care.
My dad works for the Hive, so
my dad works for the Hive, and he says it's so chill. He doesn't care.
No, but I honestly sometimes I'll do it as well. Like if if I'm editing and I'm like, oh, I don't really want to do anything right now, I just log on to like MCC Island, parkour around the hub for about 10 minutes and then just log off. And people are like, why? I'm like, you know, it's nice to do, innit? That's what a lot of people in their like stream intro style. I'm assuming you've probably done it on like on the SMP while you've been live, where you'll take like a 10-minute thing where you're just jumping back and forth on blocks and you're just talking to chat.
Oh yeah, I mean everyone does that. I mean, I think it's just like, I think for me it's definitely probably an ADHD thing, but I just want something to do with my hands constantly. I don't want to like sit there restless, not doing a thing in my chair. So I want like something to do no matter what I'm doing, you know?
What are you doing during this podcast?
You don't want to know.
No, God. What do you mean I don't want to know?
I am playing Minecraft parkour right now. I'm not lying.
Do you know that's what like most guests do, by the way?
Really?
Yeah.
I'm so glad to hear, because I was like, I'm not going to tell them that I'm playing Minecraft parkour during this podcast, but I am so playing Minecraft parkour during this podcast.
Fine. I mean, I don't expect you. I mean, right now I'm watching somebody speedrun and I'm playing with like a bouncy ball in my hand. Like, I don't expect you to be sitting here staring at the screen doing nothing and just talking away.
We have a cooked attention span, our generation, isn't it? It's so funny. People used to sit in rooms in the dark and do this, but now we have to play Minecraft and watch speedruns while we do it.
I do this twice a week. I think my attention span is
God,
alright. It's just a bit dodgy.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
But no, I get you. And it's, don't worry, loads of people at parkours and like jumping on the hub. That's why I kind of specified that. The only reason I don't do it is because my keyboard is really loud to pick up. But as long as I can't hear your keyboard, and as long as you're giving me good answers like you are doing, why does it affect me that you're doing a bit of parkour? Is if you keep pausing, no one will be the wiser. You know, exactly. If you didn't mention,
hold on, I gotta make this jump. Hold on.
Just pause it to complete. Oh, there's lore here. There's lore. I don't want to keep linking to other guests, but there's lore. I know who it is and I know what happened. I just can't remember the name of the map, so I can't make the joke sadly. But yeah, Krinios. I made the joke earlier calling you Complex Skittle. Why did I do that? What was your OG name?
I'm assuming you're trying to call me Complex Skizzle, which is my YouTube link currently, which is an old name I've not gone by, and I think I want to say at least like 7 or 8 years, but it's still there on the YouTube page. It does not change. It's also probably listed on like other websites too, like Wikipedia or Wikitubia, whatever the YouTube wiki is, or like it may even say one on famous birthdays, but not the flex. I have a famous birthdays page, but yeah, that name does get brought up every now and then. I'm like, dude, that's my name I had when I was like 14 and it's still there.
You do know you can change your YouTube app, by the way, right?
No, you it's not the YouTube app. It's like the youtube.com/complex skizzle. It doesn't change that. But I do have youtube.com/user/Krinios and youtube.com/@Krinios. Those are there. But that old link, for some reason, sometimes still is the one it goes to, and I hate it.
Okay.
But yeah, I've not gone by that name in a long time. That's an old me.
Ryan, born December 19th, 2001. Better known online as simply Krinios, formerly known as Complex Skizzle.
You're just reading my wiki now, huh?
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah.
No, I just knew that off by heart actually. So
like I was never like famous in any way using Complex Skizzle. I was in Krinios since like 2017 when I had still had 300 Twitter followers, probably 200 YouTube subs. Like no one ever knew me as Complex Skizzle, but the wiki is like, oh yeah, that's what we used to go by. But like I didn't go by that when I was like making videos actively, really, or it was, but not like too many people.
I thought you rebranded like fairly recently. I thought like once you stopped making your, let me get the exact name of the game here. Is it Portal? Yeah, once you stopped making your Portal content, that's why I thought you rebranded. I didn't know you was Krinios during Portal.
No, yeah, I was Krinios for like long before even like 2019. Because I changed it when I wasn't like making videos. I was doing, so before I was a streamer, or I guess like my current like time of the streamer, like 2017, 2018, I was making like animations. Not like full like 2D drawn stuff, but like I would work a lot in like After Effects and make like a bunch of like cool like shape like motion graphic type stuff when I was like younger. So I wanted to work in like, you know, editing / like animation when I was younger. So I did that, and I like the name Krinios a lot because it wasn't taken anywhere. But I remember in 2019 I wanted to like go by my like actual like real name at some point, and I was gonna do that, but then I got famous and I was like, you know what, people already know me as Krinios now. I can't change it. Like at the beginning of 2019 I wanted to change my name from Krinios to something else, but yeah, I never was known as Complex Skizzle, at least like famously.
So what you're telling me is there's a world in which you're called Ryanios.
Not quite, but you know, there was a point where I literally wanted to go like my actual like full doxable name.
Oh.
But like luckily I didn't do that right as I started like playing Minecraft for on stream. That would be a really bad idea, I think.
Very, very.
So I like keeping I like to not share my full name, obviously. I guess people think my full name is Ryan Krinios. It's not Ryan Krinios. It's not my actual full name, but it is fun to act like it is.
Mine is Charlie Orbitz. Charlie Inside MC. That's my full name actually.
It's useful. I think it's funny when people call like a creator like that way. The only one that comes to mind right now, I know it's not the same thing, but it's like Phil's in Minecraft, like as if that's his actual name, but it's just not his name.
And it's like,
or like Charlie Slimesicle, you know, stuff like that. It's just so funny to me.
Because it's just ones that flow, right? And that's why I'm kind of sad about my name. Like Charlie Orbitz just doesn't work. It stinks. I kind of wish I had like
great. I honestly, when you said it, I was like, is he being real? Is that? Yeah, I mean, it sounds like a name.
Yeah,
it sounds like it could be a name.
No, but I just more mean the flow.
It sounds more real than Krinios.
Yeah, but no, but Ryan Krinios, I feel like flows compared to Charlie Orbitz. It just feels like, and it feels like too much tongue talk. I don't know.
Maybe people think it's real because building my name's real because Krinios is like sounds kind of Greek. So there's a Greek brand called Krinios. People think that, oh yeah, he must be like a Greek person, but I am not Greek in any way, shape, or form. But people are like, oh yeah, Ryan Krinios. That sounds about right, but that's just not my name. the name Krinios doesn't really come from anything. It comes from like because people are like, oh, where's this Krinios come from?
Just about to ask.
Sorry to cut short on your question. I'm so sorry.
No,
I'm just a naturally flowing person. But Krinios was, I like to joke that it comes from the Pokemon, but if you think about it, no Pokemon sounds like Krinios, but it does sound like a Pokemon kind of. But it's not from Pokemon. I don't really play Pokemon. It, honest to God, came from a random username generator online, and it didn't create Krinios, but it had like a name that sounded like similar to Krinios. I don't know how to even like then, but like I ended up like changing letters around, maybe like changing a Y to an I, and then I got Krinios because it looked like symmetrical. I like the way it looked, like very like symmetrical, like the I and I in the middle, like, it was kind of cool. And then it wasn't taken anywhere online, so I was like, you know what, that's my new name, and it doesn't make sense, but that's like at least it's not taken on like Twitter or YouTube or whatever. It's just there, and I can have it.
It's funny how you say about like the I and the I, because like it's also kind of similar to your skin, because like if you kind of squint and you really kind of like thing, it looks like you have two white eyes, but you don't. You actually just have one big eye. You're Cyclops.
Why does Krinios have one eye when he has two eyes in his name?
Oh, I mean, to be fair, the name actually looks like your skin, like the eye looks like I and I, which is lore.
Oh, it's all lore.
Which is so it's like
a
Cross. Oh my god, is that your surname? Is it Ryan Cross? We've broken it. We figured it out.
You figured out my name. The skin thing, I guess, doesn't like upset me, but I wish Minecraft wasn't so like pixelated, because I wish I could make it more obvious it is one eye. My first skin. So there's also, I guess, there's more lore as to what. Is one of your questions why I have one eye? Do you want to get into that? Maybe.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm talking about your skin. Just talk about your skin. Go away. Sorry, not go away. Don't go away, please.
There is a lot of lore to this. There's a lot of lore to why I have one eye, and I'll get into it. So, circling back to when I was like, I said I was doing like motion graphics when I was younger. I liked having a logo for like my graphics or whatever, so I made it an eyeball, which didn't mean much at the time. I thought eyes looked cool. You know, like mysterious, like Illuminati, like the eyes, you know, they're so cool. So I made it into an eyeball, and it didn't have much use for a while. And then I think I had a Minecraft skin a long time ago that was just a white guy. It was just a white dude in like a hoodie and pants, you know, two eyes, you know. It looked like me in person, to be honest. And then I was like, I want to like commission artists on Twitter to like draw me, but I don't want them to draw like a generic white guy. So I thought, oh, I'll make my character have like one eye on it, like a big eyeball on it. And for a while, it was a white guy with one big eye, and that looked really weird. And then I think at some point, like right before I started streaming, I made it into a blue skin, make it like an original character. And that's when the skin became like a one eye blue guy. But back in like 2019, it was way more obvious that it was like one eye, because the entire face was taken up by an eyeball. Like there was no mouth, no like eyebrows, like no defining features. It was just an entire giant eyeball. If I can get a picture of it for you, I'll try and get it for you. But like, it looked way more like, in my opinion, it looked uglier back then. And then at some point, I wanted to make it, you know, look more like an actual character. So I changed it to be like, you know, a smaller one. But now everyone thinks it's just two white eyes, and I'm like, I can't win with this. The Minecraft skin is not enough detail for one guy who has one eye, which I think is weird because I have less eyes than a normal Minecraft skin, but I still can't articulate it very well. It's so frustrating.
It's funny that you say about the whole quality thing, because thinking about the bedrock here, so my skin is just me with like an eye mask. There's all lore behind that, but that's for another day. I don't know if I've ever talked about it on the podcast. Anyways, on Bedrock Edition, like the mask is so high quality that it looks like my old logo. You can literally see like the mask color perfectly. However, on Java Edition, it's just pixelated colors, and it still looks really good, but it's just not as obvious. It's kind of funny how, like, not funny, it's just weird how Bedrock is such high quality with their skins and just everything. And then there's Java Edition. You can barely tell if that's an eye. I mean, it could also just be the color as well.
I send you my old Minecraft skin. That looks more like an eye if you look at it.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Why is it going into your hair?
Minecraft
Why
skin.
is your hair like moving around the eye? Oh.
You know, I don't know. That was what I thought looked cool when I was like 16, you know?
I mean, why don't you like change the color of the eye maybe to like demonic red?
Because then that wouldn't be on brand, you know? I gotta be blue all the time. I had thought about like if I want to make things for my branding that's like more than one color, but oftentimes I'm like, I just like being blue. I think blue is it. I mean, even that skin has like brown pants. I took those off. I made them blue pants. I'm like, it's only blue, nothing else. And now I am the blue guy.
I used to be pretty much blued out. I used to wear kind of like body armor kind of thing, but now I commissioned someone to make like a skin for like an ad that was going to come out in InsideMC, which we just never got around to doing. And they made like this really nice suit one that I just love. So it's like me in like a shirt and blue tie and stuff, and that's my new skin. I love it.
Pretty professional, you know?
Yeah, I mean, just like me, on brand.
That's good. Yeah, it's on brand. Yeah.
So you don't like, there's literally no actual reasoning for it to be like a Cyclops, as in the sense of you never turned around and went, I want to be a Cyclops skin. It just happened with the whole wanting to be original.
There's no lore to it. I mean, I never even called it a Cyclops. I literally just was like, oh, I want to make like a funny character that artists can draw. I can like pay them to draw. Because back then I had a lot of like Twitter artist friends who I were just friends with, and they wanted to draw me, but I was like, nothing looked cool to draw. Not like it's a cool character to draw. People tell me like, oh, I love drawing your character. Like it's so unique, and I like having that option. You know, it doesn't look like me in person, but like I think it looks pretty cool. But there's no like lore as to why it's like a blue Cyclops or like a blue alien. What do you want to call it? There's no lore to it, which I think is funny that I've not like decided to like give it lore. Krinios. It's just it's mysterious. It's more so, guys. It's so mysterious. You're never gonna know, or maybe you'll know someday as to why he is the way he is. But yeah, no. As of right now, there's no official Krinios lore for as to why he has one eye. It's just me wanting to make, you know, unique art. I will say though, during like SMP Live 5 years ago now, they would draw a lot of us pretty frequently back then, and I always knew which one was me when they were drawing people, because they would draw like the same white guy like every time. But I would always know the one guy with one eye and blue skin was me. Whenever like I can guess it, whereas most people on that server had to like guess which one was them.
I guess actually, yeah, that's a nice way, because I guess that's what shows it did work out that you were standing out then.
Yeah, it worked out in the end. I think it's been pretty good for me.
As long as you're happy with it, that's what matters, right? I mean, it's a nice skin, by the way. When I say as long as it's normally you say that when
as long as you like it, whatever.
Yeah. Normally when you say that,
so what does that mean?
Not too fond of it. I do think it's a good skin. It's a nice skin.
Thank you.
I knew it was an eye, but when I remember like someone just turned around and was like, I thought that was two eyes. I was like, why did you think that? Like, how do you even see that? What part of your brain did you unlock to two eyes there, not one with an eyebrow?
When I think I was doing my first MCC after I changed it, I think Jordan was playing with me and he saw it and he was like, why do you have two eyes now? I'm like, what do you mean? I have one eye. He's like, you have two eyes. I'm like, no, it's do you not see it? Because I think before the eye was actually lighter in the middle. It looked like the rest of the skin. So I did make it darker, but I think it's still like, maybe it looks like shading now. I have no idea how you can see as two eyes these days, but people manage to see it that way.
It's just people who want to be quirky and different.
Exactly. It's like those who say Krinios, they want to be different, you know?
Exactly. It's just like, you're not funny.
You're not funny. I've heard this joke for 5 years. It's not new.
It's getting Krinios now.
Okay, all right. Okay, gotta get one in there. Yep.
I had to. No, you kept saying it. So, but you said it multiple times. So why don't I get to say it at least once? Is my point. You know.
No, that's fair. That's fair. You get yours in.
You mentioned SMPs quite a lot, and you've also mentioned MCC quite a lot. But we're gonna talk about SMPs first. You mentioned SMP Live. That's why I promoted you out in tweet. I believe the tweet said, "Yeah, you're talking with Agronus, an amazing Minecraft SMP and event creator." So you're it. We recently celebrated their 5-year streaming anniversary. That took like 1 click on Twitch, and I saw a title, 5 years streaming. I was like, great, that's an promotion.
I mean, it's not wrong. It's true.
Exactly.
It's 5 years.
You're returning from hiatus, starting with this podcast. No way. This is the return.
Yeah, so. It's actually really funny because you asked me to, I think you asked me to do this podcast before I even like announced I was coming back to streaming. I don't think I ever like mentioned it either. I think I wasn't sure I was doing it until after you already asked me to do this podcast.
Well, you weren't sure if you were returning?
Returning now-ish. I knew I wanted to come back at some point, but I did not have a date for it. And then you had already asked me to do this, and I'm like, well, I guess it works out now. I'm coming back to streaming at the start of April. But I don't know when we did that. We did that video a while ago. So I don't remember like when you asked me to do this, but I know it was before I like had like a date planned to come back.
So the video we recorded on the 17th of March. Jesus. And that video didn't come out until the 25th of April. I have an awful habit of uploading like videos like a month later. The same happened with this video. I didn't realize it was that long. But what's it called? Yeah, no, I asked you, and then on the podcast, I was like, do you want to like come on the podcast in May? Like, I might as well just invite you while we're on the call, and no pressure. And he was like, yeah. I was like, now I know that I'm the reason you returned. I can't. That's a massive ego boost.
Yeah, I was like, I gotta be back on Twitch for this podcast I'm doing in like 2 months. I gotta
a massive ego boost. Holy!
It would have been crazy though if I came back and I announced it on a podcast like 2 months in advance. Like, guys, I'm coming back to streaming, and I only say it here and nowhere else. And then I just go live one day, like, yeah, guys, did you not hear the news? I announced it already.
But this is part of your return now. Like, in all seriousness, this podcast is a part of your return because I've only recently come back. So
it's very, very recent. I mean, only about a month now I've been into it. It's honestly flown by really fast. But yeah, it's been good so far.
Well, actually, you know what? Before we talk about SMPs, we might as well just stay on the hiatus talk because it makes no sense to jump from this now while we're talking about it. So why did you go on hiatus? Because there's a joke on Twitter in the replies where they accuse you of going on multiple hiatuses. Is this a common thing you do, or is it just a random reply?
No, okay. The hiatus is a bit of a weird term because I officially went on the hiatus like officially on January 1st, which makes it like about 4 months I was gone from streaming like entirely. I did like one stream somewhere in February because it was like an obligated event thing I already signed up for. But I wasn't actively streaming really that much for like a couple years before that. So like since I moved to Texas about 2 years ago, or yeah, about 2.5 years ago, I streamed like pretty rarely, not like too much. Whenever I would go like a whole month without going live, I'd be like, oh guys, I'm coming back to streaming. It's been a month. I'm gonna come back to streaming. And at some point, it did become a meme in like my community, like, oh yeah, Krinios is back from streaming or back from his hiatus, quote unquote. But like the start of this year was my actual like full on like I am going on a hiatus. And the reason why it's different than like it was before was because like I like full stop. So like I am not going to stream for a while. Not because I always planned on streaming before then, but I never like got the chance to like really do it. At least like motivate myself to do it back then. But like during the start of this year, I was like, I am not going live. Do not like expect me to go live. I'm not going live. And that's mostly because I wanted to like, I had a lot of like mental health issues I wanted to address that was like hard to like address when I'm like trying to like keep a streaming career going. Yeah. I wanted to like actually like step back fully and like address my stuff like privately. That way, like once I am doing better, I would come back to streaming. And I am doing better now, thankfully. But yeah, it was like I wanted to step back fully and then come back and like actually like make, YouTube videos again and stream like pretty actively in a way that like it wouldn't feel like an empty promise this time. Like I wanted to actually like come back and be like, guys, I'm not leaving again. Like I am here to stay finally this time. I think in the last it's been about a month and a half now. I feel like I've stayed true on that for the most part. I don't think like my viewers can tell if it's like an empty thing or like an actual thing. And like I've been pretty active since then. But yeah, it was more of a thing that's I wanted to like, I had a few things privately in my life to address that wouldn't have been fun to do as a like public creator. So I spent like about 4 months like not like doing anything that's like really like outwardly facing, like public facing. I wanted to like, be a bit more private for a bit, which did help a lot. It was very helpful for me to like step back for a bit. But now I'm like in a better place. I can like actually like come back as a creator and like be like a guy again that people can like watch and not because my viewers were like a bit worried for a while, like why would like, hey guys, I'm back, and then be gone for like 2 months. I wanted to like ease those worries a bit and be like, guys, like it's fine, like I'm doing better now. I won't say like why I had to leave. I won't say like the exact reasons like why I left, but like it was mostly like mental health. And I also like there's been like a bit of a meme in my community for a long time that like I had undiagnosed ADHD. I finally, when I was gone, got diagnosed with ADHD. So the meme is like, guys, I got diagnosed with ADHD, like I'm ready to go. So like for a long time I had like a meme in my community where like my chat's like, Ryan, you have ADHD, like get tested for ADHD. And I'm like, guys, I'll do it someday. But like it's just the point where it's like, oh, this is a new chapter of my life. I feel like I'm in a new chapter of my life finally in this year. So like it feels permanent now that I'm back, and I feel happy about, you know, making that change. And like I think I streamed a lot. Like my like most peak content was like 2020, 2021. Like during COVID, when I was like not going out much, I was like 18, 19. Like I was super like, to me, I was very young still. I had not moved out of my parents' house. I was still like a kid making videos and streaming during COVID. And I moved to Texas 2 years ago to like live with like friends and, you know, other content creators and like live in like a content creator hub city, which is like Austin, Texas. And that helped me, I guess, grow a bit more outside of streaming, outside of my career, like socially, and like, you know, live more of an actually normal life that wasn't like surrounded by being online all the time. And that was very helpful for me, like to grow as a person, but it wasn't really apparent online that I was doing that. Like it wasn't like I had to kind of abandon my career to like grow as a person outside of streaming. So I kind of like had to like sacrifice things a bit to like make those two things like be worth it in my life to like pursue. But I think now I'm at a good point where I can like balance out like my personal life and my streaming life and not feel like I'm like burning myself out on both ends. So I feel like it's just been it's a new chapter, as in I just feel like I'm better managed as a person than I was, you know, 2 years ago. That's honestly what it is. It's just I just feel better managed now than I was when I was like, you know, at my peak of being a content creator.
But I mean, that's fine. Like last year, January, I went on a bit of a hiatus. I came back to content creation, and then something happened, and I just went incognito for like, I privated my Twitter account and everything for about 4 or 5 months.
It happens, you know?
And I was still in the space and stuff. I just wasn't really doing anything. But when the podcast kind of started taking more control, especially with the introduction of Midweek MC, I kind of stopped streaming. I do streams here and there. I never introduced it and like never promoted it as me being back. I'd be like, oh, like I might try and stream more, but don't get your hopes up. I can't promise it. But I never could. And it's coincidental because at the same time you've made your return to streaming, I've also started streaming like a crap ton. Like it depends on working on the podcast, like balancing the both. I'll go live for maybe an hour or two because I don't really do much longer than that. But I'll go live, play the game, talk to people. And I think it's nice to kind of be back and do like little bits of streaming because I do really miss it. And it's nice to kind of, it's just coincidental that we've both returned. I know I've been here with the podcast, but I mean, we both returned to my Insane Orbitzz channel and your Krinios channel at give or take the same time.
Yeah, so you're saying as I motivated you on the reason why you started streaming again. It's because of me, right?
It's like it wouldn't be a double-edged sword. It's like full circle. I encourage you to come back by inviting you on the podcast. You then come back and encourage me to get back into content, and then it links back into the podcast, and then it's back to you, and then just a full circle of life.
It's a whole circle of life.
So when are we?
So you're welcome, by the way. You're welcome.
Let's link up and go on break at the same time again, Krinios.
No.
I'm thinking, December-ish. No, that's when revenue's the highest. We can't do it. Sorry.
No. I guess we don't have to go on break then. I mean, I'm hoping I don't go on. I mean, I do want to go on breaks, but not like multi-month breaks.
You want to have holidays, but you don't want to be gone for a month.
Yeah, I don't want to be gone for a long time. I mean, it has been a weird, like, again, like the whole, like, oh guys, I'm back, but not really. But I'm back, but not really. I'm hopeful that like going forward, I have a better, healthy relationship with streaming and content creation that I can like, if I have to take a break, it's not for months, it's for like, I don't know, a week if I feel burnt out or whatever.
I do really respect it though, because I think a lot of creators make the mistake of trying to face it head on while still trying to keep a healthy, or in quotation marks, healthy content life. And I think that's where they make a lot of mistakes, where you sat back and you went, yeah, I need to just step back for a second, like I did, step back for a second, deal with shit, and then we can get back going again. And then I mean, like it seems great. We're having a great talk today, and like we're not even close to being at the end of the podcast. It feels like we've only just started recording.
Hope it's been good so far. I feel like I've been yapping, but
I mean, that's the point of a podcast. See, do you know what the great thing about...
I guess you're right.
Do you know what the great thing about InsideMC is, Krinios?
What?
I've really killed my sleep schedule. Like I sleep for like I mentioned earlier, I sleep for about 4 or 5 hours a day, give or take, because I'm not really a big fan of sleeping. I also work like a crap ton of overtime, sometimes between 8 and 10 hour shifts. But with the podcast, and it's always a guarantee, talk for as long as you want. I don't care how long the podcast is. If I'm uploading a 3-hour podcast, I am completely fine with it. A lot of people are like, oh, maybe you should split it into like different sections. I'm like, why? They're like, oh, because then you can, like, but why? Just upload one 3-hour long podcast and people can keep coming back to it when they want to? Why do I need to?
If people find it interesting to hear me yap about my life, then hey, by all means, listen to me yap. I love yapping. I got a lot of lore. Yeah, I was gonna say earlier, like a lot of creators like to just, you know, push through burnout, which some can do. I learned I could not do. I learned I could not just push through burnout, because it's not even like a thing where it's like physically hard to go live for very long, or like, you know, keep a schedule. I just don't like to force things if I can avoid it. Like I don't like to go live if I'm not feeling like it. I know some people could do that. I just don't think it's fun to do that. Or like, I don't know. There was a point where like I have like a weird anxiety when it comes to like streaming. Like if I'm not enjoying it, I think my chat can see that and they can like sense the vibe and not watch it. So I had to stream like a long time ago before I like started streaming less. I did like a sponsor stream for a game that like wasn't fun at all. It was like super not fun in the slightest. But I was getting paid to play it, and I was so like, I tried to be like, you know, be like, oh guys, this game's so fun, like y'all should play it. And the game was so awful. Like it was so bad. And I remember like sitting there and like my chat wasn't moving at all. Like no one talked for like at least like 10 minutes, and I had like a panic attack. I'm not gonna lie, like I felt like really bad. And that stream like kind of messed me up for a long time, because I was like, you know, if I'm not having fun, I feel like they can tell I'm not having fun, and now no one's having fun. And I feel really bad about that. I think that kind of like made me realize like I can't just stream when I don't want to. Like people will notice that and not want to watch it, and I have to like kind of rework the way I think about streaming. But I think in turn it just made me want to do it less, kind of. But like I feel like it's better knowing when you watch me, if I'm like going live, you know that I'm there because I want to do it, not because like I have to do it.
Yeah,
I'm there because like what I'm doing actually does like interest me in some way.
A statement that I've made on stream, and it's so true, is like with streaming, I always try too hard. So I had like a big kind of, not a big blow up, but enough to get like nearly partner numbers in COVID. And for a very long time, I kind of just ignored the fact, because it was 60 average viewers, the fact that it was during COVID time. So when I switched over to Java, I was like, oh, you know, it's because I'm not doing Bedrock anymore. Not because the fact that people were watching me because they were stuck at home. I just thought it was down to servers thing, however. And like, it's a weird thing. It wasn't like in a toxic way. It's just it didn't help with like my motivation to stream. And when I came back to streaming this time, I turned around and I said like, you know, I'm just gonna go live and I'm gonna do whatever I want. I'm like, I'm still gonna play Minecraft, because if I stream like FIFA and stuff, no one really wants that. So I still want to stream something that people are gonna watch, which is Minecraft. But like I go live and I just yap, and I'm like, you know, I'm not going to do anything crazy interesting. I'm not going to try and beat the game, blah, blah, blah. Then what I used to do was I was trying too hard. Like when I was streaming earlier last year, before the podcast came back, I was doing quite well. But I realized I was only trying to do stuff that I thought was going to do well on Twitch, rather than just being myself. And I said like, yeah, I average a lot less viewers. If I'm being myself, at least then I'm going to be able to continuously, not stream for long periods of times, but I'm going to want to hit go live tomorrow. I'm going to I missed a day of streaming, and I actually really missed it. And it's like stuff like that where I'm like, okay, it's nice to be back, and I'm just myself, and I'm not going to try too hard, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I have the podcast kind of thing. So
that is good. Yeah, I think for me, when it comes to like streaming, I tend to not care too much about viewer counts. I care more about how the chat
that was just an observation
in a
for
stream.
Me, is what I meant,
yeah, so. I know, but like for me, like people will obsess over like viewer counts, and I've like heard like people be like, oh, I turn off the viewer count. I don't want to see it. If I see it go down like a certain amount, I'll like end stream. But like I've never been like that. I don't mind seeing it. I'm more obsessed with like how the chat is moving. If chat isn't talking, because I've had streams where I have like 200 at least viewers, and like the chat's not moving at all, and I feel so like afraid of that sometimes, because I want like some response to what the things I'm saying. But sometimes I'm just saying a lot and chat doesn't know what to say to it because I'm just yapping for a while. But I'll still like want some feedback from people that I'm talking to, because otherwise it feels like I'm talking to a wall, and that feels like really bad. But I've always like tried to cherish a like smaller yet like active community over like a large like inactive one, if you know what I mean. Like I've always liked having viewers that I either recognize or like feel like they have a community in my streams. And I feel like that's much more fun to have as a streamer than like having, you know, 20,000 viewers who you don't know any of their names. You know what I mean? Like I think it's better to have like a better core community than have like none at all, to have large numbers, because the large numbers will fluctuate a lot, and you'll feel worse when they don't like stick around, because they don't really see you as like a, not to like get negative, but like sometimes you have a large community, they won't like watch you for you, they'll watch you for, you know, the thing you're doing or like the person you're with. And like I feel like that could be very demotivating. When you have like a small community that's like there to watch only you, and whatever you're doing, they'll watch you for that no matter what. Like that's, I think, is more valuable than the former, in my opinion.
And that's what I'm trying to go for, is just be a personality streamer, because like you said, I don't like the idea of, I mean, other than the fact that I play Minecraft, that's different. it's kind of hard to get people who watch Minecraft to watch FIFA, right? Despite the personality. So
Yeah.
that aside, but like I want people to kind of watch me for no matter what I'm doing on Minecraft, just because of the way I talk. And like I'll name here like Dane Lol Dane, for example, right? There's somebody who lurks a lot and they're always in the viewer list. I don't check the viewer list, but if I was to check the viewer list, I'll know they'll be there. I completely appreciate it, but there's someone who just has the stream open to support me, right? And I'm very grateful for it. But there's some people who talk in my chat, like I don't know if they listen to the podcast, but like Vegetable and you know, Nightel and other people, and they talk in my chat, and it's like, although it may not always be consistently, because obviously they're not going to be there every single day, because once again, also something I tricked my mind into is that if they weren't there for a day, it means I've fallen off. I was like, you know, like I really like having that chat. So like I went live the other day and I streamed for 2 hours and my chat barely moved, and it was so tough because, as you can probably tell, I'm a very talkative guy. When I'm talking, I can only say so much to, like you said, I can only say so much to myself before it gets to a point of like,
it's like, what do I do? Right. You know, no one's saying a thing. Like,
are you actually watching? Is there a point in me talking, or should I just fall silent? Like,
do you want a cheat code for that? Do you want a little tips and tricks?
Yeah, go on and hit me.
I mostly just, whenever someone in my chat's like, oh, why is chat so slow? Like, why is no one talking in chat when you have like, you know, hundreds of viewers? I just say, hey chat, what's your favorite number? Or I ask like, oh chat, what's your favorite food? And for some reason the lurkers will come out and start answering those questions, and back in the day it would spam my chat with like random stuff. It doesn't look good for you to respond to, but it does get the guy to shut up who's like, oh, why is chat so slow? Because people are watching, people are actually watching you, but like there's a lot of lurkers on Twitch who just don't want to say anything, or they don't have anything like, I guess, valuable to say. So I guess if you give them like something just to give a basic answer to, they'll do it. But like, I think it's fun sometimes, just like, hey guys, let's try and count to 10 without stopping. And then chat's like 1 1 1 1 2 2 2 2, and they never get it first try. But like, you know, I think it's fun to like get the lurkers out somehow, because it makes you as a streamer feel like you're actually like being watched and not watched by like a bunch of robots. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I've never understood the whole, oh, why is your chat so slow? Like, you go live. Go on then.
Yeah. Why don't you try it?
You go live right now and let's see how active your chat is. All right.
Do you want to start like pinging people personally? Like, hey, why aren't you talking? Pinging every guy in chat. Like, hey, what are you doing right now?
I just
like every guy in chat, like call him out individually.
I just open up my viewer list. Krinios, you haven't said anything yet. Fucking, where's your message at?
I feel like I've done that before, but I don't know if I have. If I've not done it before, I kind of want to do it next stream to be like an asshole.
I do it as like a joke with like
I'm gonna start calling out viewers one by one.
if like there's somebody typing right and they haven't done exclamation mark lurk and they just fall silent, right? Like Vegetable, I'll just say Vegetable again. I turn around because they're just on who there's someone who I messed about with, so I want to call them Moppers. I turn around and go, Moppers, you're still in the viewer list. Why are you not typing anymore? And it's just like,
come on, we gotta keep up appearances. Come on, say something.
Do you know my trick to what I used to do to like boost my way up the Twitch algorithm, which I thought worked, and maybe it did, maybe it didn't. I don't know. We'll never know.
I'd love to hear it.
There's this one song by Raren called Yes Sir, and what I'd do is I'd put down full volume, start screaming it, and then my entire chat would just be spamming Cat Jam. And because everyone's spamming Cat Jam, Twitch thinks my chat is going crazy compared to my viewer count, and it'll start promoting me to other people. I don't actually think that was a legitimate strat, but you know, it felt like it worked.
Hey, no, it does make, if a new viewer comes in, they definitely will see that and be like, oh, this streamer is doing something pretty hype.
This guy's funny.
Two things. I want to give a shout out because you mentioned like your active viewers who are always in your chat. My mod, I go by TB Sapphic on Twitch. They are at every stream I do, which it doesn't sound like that crazy, but the thing that makes it very unique is that they're always there, even if I don't announce a stream in like months. If I go live for the first time in like 2 months and it's at like 10 p.m., they're probably there. Or if like I do a 12-hour stream for no reason, they're probably there for no reason. Like they will not, like, they'll probably drop anything to be there, which I always appreciate because they're always like ready to mod for whenever I need things to be modded for. I never ask my mods to be there for streams because like usually I can probably handle things myself, but like my mod, they also go by Jazz. Like they're always at every single stream. They're probably gonna watch this podcast too, to be honest. They're probably gonna watch this podcast and like, hello Jazz, I'm sure you're watching this. But like Jazz that is at every stream, always been very supportive of me, and like I know like as long as if no one's talking in chat, I know Jazz is, and at least I can like talk to someone if something's like going bad. So I always appreciate having like at least, you know, a mod or a viewer that's always like there to like make sure I'm not going crazy by talking to a wall. I always appreciate that very much. Second thing on the whole like getting viewers to just talk and the whole Cat Jam thing, that reminds me of one of my biggest bits I've ever done on stream, which I don't know if you're aware of. This is the keys bit. Are you aware of the keys bit?
I'm actually not. No, that's That's not even me pretending. I genuinely have never heard of that.
There's a whole lore to this.
Wait,
thing.
can I make one joke before you move on, before it slips my head?
Go ahead, go for it.
If no one got me, Jazz got me. All right, that's it. Go on.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So the keys bit is probably my most like iconic bit, which, you know, shame on you for not knowing. I'm kidding. I don't really do it anymore. That's why it's not like well known these days.
I can't go through your Twitch VODs get deleted. I'm not gonna watch every single stream to find out. Oh, there's a keys bit.
This bit actually, I realized recently, is not even in like a video I made. It's just like only a stream bit and a merch I did a long time ago for
exactly,
it. But anyways, a few years ago, like 3 years ago, I was playing Undertale on stream. I was doing all runs on Undertale, and there was a puzzle I was doing in one of the runs that was like a puzzle I'd like done before in a different run, but I couldn't figure it out this time for some dumb reason. And chat was like backseat gaming. It was actually admittedly was one of my most active streams, because chat was like so passionate about Undertale, but like they were so like, you know, oh, go here, no, you're doing it wrong, Ryan, go back.
And I'm
like, it's a bit annoying. So I'm like, you know what, guys, I have a gift for you. So I pull up a picture of like these like toy baby keys you give to like babies to like rattle with, and I'm like, guys, hey, look at these keys. And I start like rattling like my actual real life keys, and I put like this image on screen over the puzzle that I'm doing. I can do the puzzle while they're not looking at it. I'm like distracting my own chat, and they went crazy over it. They went really crazy over it. Like, they were just spamming like, oh my god, look the keys, oh my god, they look so cool. And that bit spawned like every stream I would like get like people would gift subs to look at the keys again, and I would like, guys, I won't show them again, so you gift like 10 more subs, and someone would do it. And I'm like, all right, guys, here's a PNG of keys, here you go. And I ended up like buying like a few sets of those keys off Amazon. I have like a few, I have some probably in my room somewhere, I don't know where it'd be though. But like, I would literally just jingle the keys to get my chat's attention as if they're like toddlers, and they loved it. They loved it so much that I made hoodies out of it, like colored block hoodies out of it, and they sold really well because my chat really loved the whole keys bit. And that went on for like at least like a year and a half, or at least 2 years. It was like such a big thing. But like, if I ever like wanted to get chat to be active, I would just show the image and they would go crazy over it. I mean, it worked. It's just something for chat to participate in, you know. Put a little thing, because everyone likes little colorful keys, you know. They look so cool. Don't look at them, aren't they like so nice? Do you like them?
They're great. No, yeah, I
actually hold on, wait.
I'm hooked. I zoned out looking at the keys. That's the issue. Oh, here we go.
Orbitzz, I have a gift for you.
No way.
You're not gonna believe this.
What have you got? Oh
yeah, I've got the keys.
Oh my god,
I've got the actual keys in person. I kept them with me.
Oh my god.
So people love the keys, man.
Oh, the key thing has made me sleepy now. No, it hasn't.
That's the opposite of what you should do.
No, because like, you know when they're playing with it and then they just get sleepy and just randomly fall asleep.
Usually they get very hype around it, but you know, I guess different.
Yeah, but then that makes them tired, doesn't it? I don't know.
I guess it tires them out, as if like a baby would like use all their energy in one go. Maybe that's the difference.
One more viewer shout out, because you did it, and I just introduced in my mind. They don't listen to the podcast, I don't think. But I only have one Twitch mod now. I have other people who have mod, but I only have one Twitch mod who is Pepper Pep. And they don't always watch the streams, but I know that they got me. If no one got me, Pepper Pep's got me. So you know, there you go.
Except for right now, because you said they don't watch the podcast. But if they did,
or maybe they do. Maybe they are listening. Maybe they like secretly listen. I'll get a DM going, I do listen. I'm like, oh,
I do listen. Yeah, I'm actually so funny. I'm waiting for the DM to come sometime when this comes out from my mod. Like, why'd you mention me? Why did you?
Well, this comes out on the 24th. So
okay, we got I'll wait for the 24th to hear that.
They might not jump on it straight away. Give it a few days. Like, oh.
No, they would jump on it right away. I know them. I didn't. Because even though like they can DM me whenever they want, I think they like knowing little bits and lore about me sometimes. They don't want to like be like too intrusive. So like if I give out some lore on this podcast, which I guess I've already done so far, they might like want to listen to it.
Speaking of hiatus, anyways,
yeah,
that was the original topic before we just started talking about the stream.
Oh my god, did we spin off so much from that? Oh my god.
I mean, I think you covered it. I think you covered it, and that's why we moved on. I just thought it'd be funny to just randomly link back to it, because you know.
Yeah.
Welcome back. I just wanted to say that. Welcome back from hiatus. So good to have you back, Krinios. SMP time. So, throughout your many years on YouTube, you've been in multiple SMPs. You've played in SMP Live. You've been in SMP Earth. You've been in Epic SMP. You're now currently in the sleep-deprived SMP. which is quite interesting.
Yeah.
What is the deal? Like, why do you like SMP so much? I feel like I should have invited you to that video. I didn't realize. Well, I did realize I announced it, but point. Anyways, SMPs. What's the big deal there?
I think SMPs for Minecraft is just the pinnacle best content you can make, like, period, for Minecraft. I mean, imagine that, like, all the biggest ones, like Hermitcraft's still going after like over 10 years now. Like, I think the idea of an SMP is so universal, even if you're not making it for content, because everyone has that period where it's like, oh, the 2-week Minecraft phase everyone goes through. They make a little Minecraft run with their friends, and, you know, they all like play Minecraft together, or they do, like, you know, some funny bits, or maybe like, oh, there was a joke where, oh, my friend like killed my Minecraft wolf, so I griefed the entire server, you know, like stuff like that. I think SMPs in a sense for me are just like when it comes to Minecraft, just the best way for me to be funny, because I think I like being funny. I like doing like funny things, and I think SMPs are just like the way to get bits out there outside of like, because I can do events and do bits and events, but like people are there to, you know, compete, but SMPs are like, that's the way you do bits. And everyone I've been on has always been like bit centric. It's never been about like, you know, getting the best items or like, you know, min-maxing your output of your items you're getting, but like it's always been like, this is for comedy. You're here to like put on a show, like be entertaining. I've always liked that challenge of like pretty much logging on to any server and having to do a bit with someone you don't even know very well, but like you're kind of just doing improv, which I think is like very fun to do on an SMP. Yeah, I just think it's fun. I like I guess I haven't thought about it, but yeah, I guess I've done a lot. I've done a few, but it's over the course of like 5 years. I guess I'm funny. I mean, people say I'm funny sometimes. But yeah, I think every year I've done at least like one, because Epic SP had 2 different iterations. So I guess I've just done one like once a year ish. I did not think about that very much, but yeah, I guess I am an SMP kind of guy. Like you mentioned, I'm like, I guess I am an SMP creator if most of my content is known from like SMPs.
I'm really like making you realize a lot of stuff today about yourself, aren't I? Jeez.
I mean, like my biggest content isn't like Minecraft usually, but like my biggest Minecraft content is SMPs. So
well,
I'm like,
it's not even about that though. I don't think you have like, and we'll talk about this a bit more. Like, I feel like you're quite good at variety Minecraft. It's just like, I don't think you're known for SMPs. I just think you're known for being creative.
I've just been on them.
Like me, for instance, I am locked into podcasts. I am known for podcast guy, and I love that. I absolutely love that. Please keep referring to me as podcast guy, please. But not you specifically. Don't just start calling me that this podcast. I mean,
I'll write that down. Hold on. Podcast guy. Got it. Okay.
But like with like Minecraft, you do a lot of different things which we will talk about, but SMP is one of the bigger things. I don't think you're strictly an SMP creator though, and I mean, looking at your most recent videos, I guess we have getting my identity stolen in Minecraft. That's an SMP. The 2024 Minecraft.
Yeah, you did hit me at a time where I am in an SMP currently.
You are an SMP creator currently, but you haven't always been. That's the point. So
I'm not like, I don't even mind being known as an SMP creator, but it's like I guess SMPs have always been like, I guess I want to say it's been like cornerstones of my life, I guess, like as a creator. Like I've always been like, I always see them as like, oh, a new era for me is like, I guess, being in these things. So I don't mind being known as like an SMP creator to some degree, because I've always been proud to like be a part of these things, even if they probably some don't age very well, but like I love being on the SDMP. I think it's been a very fun experience, and I don't mind like being known as the guy from SDMP. But I also know from like past experiences of being on servers, like every creator who was on an SMP who is variety should prioritize like diversifying their audience a bit, to not like only be known as a guy from a server. Because back in like SMP Live, like I only streamed that server, nothing else. I streamed only that server for about 11 months. And then when it ended, I was like, oh, damn, I got nothing else to stream. So like that's how the first part of like 2021, I had like no content to stream. And then like eventually like I did that Portal video. But like for a while, I was only known as a guy from SMP Live. And then once they're gone, it's like, oh, well, what are you then? Is a big thing. It's like, oh, what are you outside of the server? Outside of like the little Minecraft server? Because usually like you're not like the biggest guy on the Minecraft server. Usually you're not. Only one is. So like there's like one big guy, or maybe like 3 big guys, and then like 40 very average sized creators who are like, I wouldn't say they're like leeching out the big guys, but it's like you're kind of known as the guy in their videos at some point, you know, like, oh well, like people know me right now as the guy on Jay Schlatt's server who like gambled his wages away. So like that's what I'm known as currently. But if you watch my own videos, I'm more known as the guy who like plays on a Minecraft server and does other stuff too. But like the mass audience will not know me as like Krinios. They'll know me as the guy who's in like a Jay Schlatt video. So like you have to try and spread that outside of the server and not be known as the guy from that server. At least in my advice for those who are like on SMPs. Some it doesn't matter. Like if you're in Hermitcraft, like you're proud to be a part. Like you're on Hermitcraft. Like that's your entire thing, which is honestly a good thing. But like for me, like I wanted to like again, like be variety, you know, be more than just like a guy on a server, but also like be a guy who like makes content that can stand on its own without like being pigeonholed to one thing.
I think like that's a good way to grow though. Like even if you are just known as, oh, that guy who gambled, their wages way, I think you can become a bit and you can convert people to, it's like if you co-stream with someone in like a tournament, for example, and they're watching it like, oh my god, that other guy's like really funny. Like if they're funny now, what's their content gonna be like if I watch it? And I think like, you know, it's about kind of building that brand of, I think having like a title is good. And I think a lot of people underrate it a lot. Like a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to be known as the tournament guy, or I don't want to be known as the guy who does this. But I think like that is actually a good thing. Like even if you might not like it in the moment, like for instance, like, when people still call me, oh, a command block YouTuber, that was 4 years ago. I've moved long past that, so it doesn't make any sense. If I was still doing command block tutorials and you called me that, then it's different.
I'm known as the guy who built Fallen Kingdom in Minecraft again, or I remade Fallen Kingdom in Minecraft block by block in survival, which I did 5 years ago. I'm still known as the guy who like did that on SMP Live, but like I haven't done it in a while.
I mean, I've done slightly different though, because you still do SMP content. I have moved away from command block tutorials in its entirety. Command blocks have changed so much in the last 4 years. They wouldn't make any sense my videos anymore. Oh, well, they do apparently.
That's fair. Yeah, but like, well, when I joined like the SDMP, the first thing was like, oh, what is Ryan gonna do? Like build Fallen Kingdom again? Which to their fairness, I did do it again after I did it one time, but like I did it in like creative mode in like a few days. Like it was just a bit, but like I'm not like sitting here every day like building it in single player. Like, oh man, I can't wait to do this bit again. Like I want to move on to new things. Like I like I've always liked starting new projects or like starting like new, not like eras, but like I never like staying on the same thing for too long. I've always liked just like trying new things or like you know, continue growing as a person if I can. I mean, I'm sure if I could find like some niche that isn't filled and like do that every day until I die, like I was just probably good for like a future, but also like I feel like I would be so bored if I found one thing that worked and then never do anything else besides that. Like I would hate it so much that like ouch. I always welcome I did not mean that in any way. That is not me judging anyone who does that, because I think it obviously like it's good for them. But for me as a person, I've always liked like I think it's only just honestly just a me thing. I like not being comfortable, you know what I mean? Like I always want to challenge myself in some way or like have a new goal to reach, because I feel like I don't ever feel fulfilled even if I am like successful in any like way. I always want to try new things or like move on to something else, even if like I'm not like fully done the first thing, even like to an extent. Like I want to constantly like shift what I'm doing or like change what I'm doing, because like for a long time like my biggest videos were like me speedrunning, and like those did very well views wise, but also like I was kind of bored of it at some point. I was like, I don't know if I want to keep doing this, and I just stopped doing it. Like same with streaming, like I didn't enjoy it for a while and then I kind of just stopped doing it. So like that's how my brain works. It's never always the best way to do things, but it's how I do things. So like I've always encouraged myself to like try new things and not like be stuck in like one thing. It's always my goal.
Yeah. I mean, like the only reason I was so happy to go the ouch and like make a joke is because I mean, as much as I do the podcast, I am branching out into doing like little interview videos, and I'm gonna start implementing commentary into my thing. I mean, I've always been one thing I'm known for is constantly hopping between like content. I mean, I've made so many different contents over the last 4 years. I've never been able to settle until now. I think that's why I'm so happy. It's because I'm settled with this one thing of just talking. Podcast. I now do casting, interviews, gonna do commentary, all that kind of stuff. And it's like, although it's all like relatively linked into each other, it's not just settling with what I know best of. Just talking to friends. I mean, even just talking to the creators I talk to is branching out in. And you know, so many people like talking to you today. It's like, oh crap, like you know, it's not like oh I'm nervous or oh I can't believe I'm talking to Krinios, but it's also like someone who I haven't really ever interacted with before, kind of thing. So
yeah, makes sense.
Just today, actually, or I guess technically we have 4 a.m. today, so it does kind of today. Lifesteal announced that they're going to be they've opened up applications for Lifesteal SMP 6. Do you think you're going to try and get into that? Do you think you'll make a video?
I'm gonna be so honest, I don't know what Lifesteal is.
Oh.
But I've heard of it before. I've heard the name before. I just don't know like who's on it. And I don't know if I know anyone who's on it, to be honest. But like I've always been sorry, I don't mean to like ego that, but like I've heard of it before, but I don't know what Lifesteal is. But I will say is that I've always been a yes man. If there's always something to do and someone ever wants to like invite me to things, I'm always gonna say yes, probably most of the time. And I also don't know like if it's my vibe. Like I'm never gonna like say yes to it if it's not like the thing that feels right for me. But like, hey, if anyone there wants me to be a part of it, I'm not busy. I love making stuff. I love streaming these days. You know, currently I love streaming. So if you want to get me on it, if anyone out there wants to get me on it, I am always probably down. Always probably down.
They're doing like an application video now where you have to like make a YouTube video. So I thought, you know what, let me capitalize on this. So I added hashtag Lifesteal SMP 6 to my SMP interview video, and then I added in brackets.
I've got to make a video. Oh my god!
I'm
well, never
sorry
mind. I can't make videos.
I mean, you can. You uploaded 9 days ago, and it was a good video as well. Because didn't you edit that video on stream or something? Right? You recorded it and edited it on stream.
Yes. So my recent video, I guess it won't be recent when this comes out, but like the video is called like I've changed it a couple times. I think it's called "Getting My Identity Stolen in Minecraft" or something along those lines.
Is that right now? Yeah.
That video was edited entirely on stream in the span of 25 hours exactly, which sounds crazy, but not when you watch the actual VOD, which doesn't even exist anymore, or at least like publicly. The lore behind that was I wanted to get a video out by May 3rd. And I was like, I don't think I can do this without like really sitting down and doing it, like without stopping. And I know if I go live, then I'll probably just commit to it and not stop. Like, you know what? I'll just stream me making the video from start to finish. That way, like, I can't just take breaks or like leave for like 4 hours and do nothing. I have to like sit here and stream. So I went live at like 8 p.m. I think it was 8 p.m. May 2nd. And I went, guys, the stream will not end till the video is done. And I finished it at 9 p.m. May 3rd. And then went up like a couple hours later because of like upload times. But yes, that entire video was written. I recorded lines on stream at like 7 a.m. and edited entirely on stream. You could watch my entire editing process from start to finish, which I mentioned earlier is kind of weird, but like people could watch it live and be like, wow, it's weird that you do it this way, but like it kind of makes sense. And I'm like, I know, I do it this way because it makes sense to me. The hardest part about doing that though is that I was doing because my videos now I record lines for them. I record like little like bits where I talk to the camera and like explain what I'm doing in the video, and I had to like write a script for that and record it. And I am so bad at recording lines. I don't know what it is about like me like reading a script over like just talking normally, but like I can't say words in the way that I write them for some reason. So a good like 2 hours of that stream is just me like recording lines over and over again with like not much success. It just sounds really weird. There was a guy who was like, at some point this guy in chat was like, dude, it's one line, how long can it take you? And I'm like, well, you have one account and you're banned now. And I just banned him from my chat because I was like, dude, don't even make fun of me right now. I gotta get this done. It was like 8 a.m. the next day. It was like I was already like 12 hours and I'm like, dude, just I gotta do this. I gotta get these lines done. And like it's fun to like show that process, but also like it's weird like doing it in front of an audience under like not like supervision, but it's also it's like, oh yeah, I guess like I never noticed how I do things so weirdly until I'm like showing it to someone else that's watching me do it. And people are like, why did you do that? Like, why did you feel the need to do that? Or like, was it worth it? And I will say right now, it was not worth it, but I don't regret doing it. But I think it was fun, but I would never do it again. And I would not recommend anyone else to do it. I'll say that outright. Like I don't think it's worth doing. I think I probably would have done better if I had like another day to do it. But I think in the moment it was a fun challenge, and the video was like you said, it's pretty good. I watched it the next day after I had like a whole like full night's sleep. I'm like, this video is pretty good. Like it's not even like bad. Like it's actually like pretty good. But like I was watching it at the end of the stream. I'm like, I don't know if I like this or not. I don't know if I'm like it's like worth uploading because I was just so tired and like so like delirious. I was like, I don't know if it's like you can like work on a thing for like over a day and like put every little like detail into it and put so much work into it, and you'll be there and be like, oh, like is this even like good? Like do I even like doing this? Like will anyone else like it? Like is it even like worth like putting out? But looking back, like watching it now, it's like, oh yeah, it's pretty good. I don't know how I even like managed to do that in a day. I have like no idea how I managed to make like a decent video over on like no sleep or like any time to like actually revise it or like really like review it in some way that is like productive. But yeah, that was a very odd experience. I don't know why I did it either. I think it was just because I just thought it'd be fun. I think it was fun, but I would not do it again. I would not do it again. It's such a weird like thing to do.
Certainly experience, don't need to try it again.
Yeah, it's just like a challenge. It's more of a challenge to my personal will more than anything else.
I mean, I just could never imagine like streaming editing. I don't know. I like to keep the whole surprise there for the video. I don't know. I feel like the streaming the editing kind of takes away from the whole fun of like what people can expect. And like not saying I don't understand why you did it. I do 100% understand why you did it because it does sound fun. But like, I mean, with the whole re-recording lines and stuff, I relate so much. I mean, I sometimes, and I nailed the intro today first on, but that's also because of the podcast. I can get it just waffle. That intro was certainly an interesting one.
Yeah.
Like with like videos, sometimes I'll re-record lines constantly, and it's like not even always my fault. Maybe my mic glitches or thing. I'll be like, that was the perfect line, and you've gone muffled. Why you've been fine? Why have you decided to just not work this time? It's horrible, but that's just what you face with making YouTube content. So
I think it's weird because, I mean, I remember when I was doing it, I was dubbing myself in the edit. Like, you would watch me listen to myself in the stream and then watch me redo it again and just place it there and try and make it sound right. And you're like, that does sound weird. And then you watch the video and it's like, oh, it's not that weird. Like, it sounds about the same. And like, I think it's fun. I mean, the VOD isn't there, but I think it'd be, if you could watch the VOD, it'd be funny to watch me like do weird techniques that probably aren't even like the most like efficient way to do things. But to me at the time when I was like up at 4 a.m., I was like, this is the way I'm going to do it. Judge me all you want, but like the video will not be different anyway. I will say though, I did have editors like DM me after the stream and they were like, hey, can you like send me your VOD? I want to like review it, or I want to like study your VOD. As if like anything I did was like in any way like a lesson on how to edit videos. It was very much like I would not teach an editing lesson for real, because I feel like my method is not like the best way to do things in any way, shape, or form, but like it works for me. But it's funny that people are like, oh, can I like watch you do it? Like I want to, like people want to like see me do it again, or like want to watch the footage again to like see like why I do certain things. And my response is like, well, you should have been there when it was live. You should have been in chat when I was doing it, because I didn't even like announce it. I kind of just went live and did it. So like no one really knew I was doing that until like it was already done. So maybe I should do it again, but like announce it next time. Maybe I have to do like a whole
viewer. That's your issue.
Maybe no, but like what if I just do it again? Orbitzz, what if I just do it again? What if I just go live again and make a new video? Like a yearly thing where I just do it every year for like no reason.
Do it.
That'd be funny. That'd be
Assuming
funny.
You're on hiatus, of course.
No, we'll never be on hiatus again. This is it for now. This is it. Me forever.
Do it. Why not?
Yeah.
Who's gonna stop you? No one.
No one can stop me. I mean, it's funny. I didn't like mention this, but like I don't know how many hours I streamed last month, but I've already beaten that in the first like week of this month, because I did that 25-hour stream, and I've done like I think 6-hour streams since then a couple times. Like I've already streamed like way too much this month, even though I don't feel like I've done enough. Like I've been really locked into streaming recently, which I think is pretty good for me.
It's good. It's good to have you back. And
thank you.
That's just what happens though. Like I've seen it before as well. Like this stream, I think I've streamed more this month than I have in the last like 2-3 months. It's like I've barely gone live and I've barely done any hours, but that just shows how little I was streaming. But yeah, I do a lot of casting, so more of my streams are going to be on like the InsideMC YouTube and stuff.
Yeah,
which is fun. With the SMP talk then as well, I like kind of just thinking back into it again. What's your best SMP memory? Like as soon as I said that, what first came to mind? And it can be from even be from recent ones if you really want to.
That's hard to say because they all have like such different vibes, each one I've ever done.
It doesn't have to be best singular. Like,
yeah, I'm just trying to think, like, because I guarantee you the bit I probably find the most fun, like, probably wasn't even like in like a video I made. It was probably just like something I just had a lot of fun with doing on stream that like I didn't think about too much afterwards. I think I've had a lot. I think my like best memories were on SMP Live, but not because like it was better than the ones I've done recently, but it's like when I've done the most, like I did the most like streams on that server. I have the fondest memories of that server because I was 17. Like, every day I logged on and just did one thing with my friend every day, and that was like the most fun I ever had. I didn't care much about like the viewership or like the career of it, but like I remember like that era to me felt the most like the 2-week Minecraft period. You know, it's just having fun with your friends and like not caring too much if it'll last like forever, but like you're just like, yeah, I know, I'm just having fun now, and I don't care if I like, you know, last, you know, a lifetime. Because there will be times where like we're up at like, at least I'm up at like 4 a.m. on that server, and like we're just like so tired, but we're having fun playing Minecraft, and we're just kind of delirious, and we're kind of like, oh, doing really dumb bits that the viewers probably don't find that funny, but we find it so funny that like no one gets why it's so funny. And it's just like things like that I think I cherish the most, or like I think I find the most like funny or memorable, because it's just like just being with friends, you know. Like it's just like even like, recently I've been on the SMP a lot without even streaming it or like being on other streams. Like I think it's good that like you can log on to an SMP and not feel like you need to be on stream all the time, or like feel like you have to be like in character all the time. But like I've had times where I'll play on the server with people on the server who are not even live also, and we're kind of just talking on the server with like voice chat on. There was a night where like it was like me, Beast, Hunter, Umi, Luca, and I want to say Lark also, like a bunch of people on the server. We were just talking about random stuff in like a building, like a house, and no one was live, I don't think. we're all just talking to our, like having a nice little chat at like 2 a.m. And like that was like so fun because it wasn't like for content or wasn't to like, you know, do bits or whatever. It was just having fun in Minecraft because we just wanted to like talk and chat and hang out. I think it's always like very genuine bits that I appreciate a lot on SMPs like that.
I've never really played an SMP. I mean, I joined one, but then like podcasts again. But yeah, no,
Yeah.
I've never been, which is quite interesting. Because I always watch it. I do like lurk and watch a lot of SMP content and stuff, and I've had a lot of creators on who are SMP creators. I've just never watched. I've just never taken part in one myself. So yeah, I also respect just the grind and like effort to keep playing it as well, because you know I know it can be like not tiring, but just it takes a lot of dedication. I feel like, especially when there's like certain lore points that you need to cover as well.
I think it helps when the people on it are like people you are like friends with, you know, like people you do talk to outside the server. It helps. Like I'm not saying like people have to like fake it, but like sometimes on SMP you're kind of forced to talk to people you don't know very well, and that can be like kind of like feel like a bit more like a job. But I think like for me, like I have always like just like hang out with friends on SMP, so like I never found it to be like that tiring. I think the biggest issue with SMPs like is just like longevity, or like trying to keep it going as long as you can. And I think it's probably best to just like, if you can, just not like try and overdo it or like beat a dead horse, or like, you know, stretches so long that no one's having fun anymore, but people are there just to like, you know, still get those viewers. I feel like it's good to like let them die when they can. Like Epic SMP was only like a month or two. It was not long at all, and that ended pretty like naturally. I feel like that's fine because it was like the, you know, the Minecraft binge, but it wasn't like forced to like keep going. I feel like that's good to like move on from those things. Again, like my whole like, oh, I like moving on from things, or like I like to start new projects. I don't want to like keep something going if none of us are enjoying it or none of us are like really in it as we were before. Like it's good to like have that natural like stopping point for things like that.
Speaking of moving on, let's waffle about tournaments.
Tournaments, yeah.
You play an MCC.
I do play an MCC. Well,
you won
people,
MCC.
I've heard that people think I've quit MCC. Is what people thought I have.
I have a bit of a fun fact about that. Funny enough.
Go ahead. What do you got?
So I have somebody who helps do research. Most of this I know myself, but they also just kind of help confirm there's a good talking point if we find the same research. Roman, and she found that like obviously that you weren't in this MCC, and something she puts like a little side note is that you're probably taking a break since it's a requirement to stream. I think they missed the fact. That's what they said, but I'm saying now I think they missed the fact that your hiatus is over. So I'm pretty sure it is a requirement to stream for the most part if you're an MCC. And
it
obviously
is.
with
Yes,
you, if you're
like,
not streaming, people probably thought, oh, they're not playing MCC anymore. It's only because you didn't stream. That's probably why you weren't in it.
So yeah, I came back from hiatus April 1st, and the first one was like May the 4th. I did sign up for it. Just so everyone knows, I did sign up for it. I wasn't in it. I was a backup for that event. But like I've not quit MCC. I'm still playing it. I think it's still fun to play, but I'm not like, I've never been like if I'm not in the event, I never get like upset about it. I'm like, oh well, you know, it happens. I get benched, I think, pretty often in MCC. I play every like few like 2 or 3 events. So just this time I did not get in. But I heard from Firebreath Man that people in his chat like thought I like, oh, I'm quitting events entirely. But I just wasn't in this one. I just wasn't in the recent one. Because I did say like, oh, I'm gonna be taking a break from events, like actively events, back in January. I meant events like Block Wars I wouldn't be in, because those are like still pretty active, like every month, at least it was at the time. But no, I have not quit MCC. I'll probably play it. Probably maybe not next month, but probably the one after that. I don't know. We'll see. But like I still love MCC. I think it's great, even though it's like been like over 4 years now. Like I still, or almost, I don't know how long it's been, over 3 years or 4 years. But like I still like playing in events when I can. It's just probably not as much as I did back then. But like I feel like MCC is a very unique case for me because I've always been in it for like since the beginning. That like I'll always like want to have some space to play in it if I can.
Yeah. And didn't you play another one like a few months back? There was the what's it called? The big one. You had like, it was like a teams of 5 and you did the tournament thingy. It's like one that rarely ever happens.
I don't remember. I mean, it could have been like a Twitch Rivals kind of thing, or like an EVNT event.
EVNT.
Yes, so EVNT does events pretty sometimes throughout the year. I'm in those because my roommate owns the company that is EVNT. So I get a bit of a homie into those events usually, and those are pretty fun. Yeah, if I remember, like if there's like a Minecraft event that I could be into that's run by EVNT, I'm usually in it because of the owner of that company, Noah. And those are pretty rarely. That was the event that I was like I signed up for a long time ago, and I told Noah I would play in it, and I was gonna be like, all right, no, I'm out. I'm not gonna play anymore. I wanted to actually like say yes to it. So I was in that event. But yeah, it was events like Block Wars. I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna play in Block Wars. I don't want to like give that promise if I won't actually show up and do it, because I know like I think Block Wars for a while didn't require you to stream it, but they wanted you to no matter what. But like I didn't want to, like, I wasn't gonna promise that, and I wasn't gonna do it even after during the hiatus. So I was like, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna sign up anymore. But I figured like probably when near the end of the hiatus or like out of it by then, so I wasn't like too worried about that. But I know people probably don't even know like what, because I remember I'll look at my name on like the Reddit, which I think many of us do that. I'll admit
even
that.
I've done it.
But and a lot of the comments are like, oh well, you can't put Krinios in like your predictions, or like your like people make like, oh, I want this team in a future MCC. A lot of them are like, oh, you can't do Krinios because he's quit MCC. I'm like, I didn't say that. I didn't say I quit MCC. I said I'm taking a break from active events. I've not quit the actual event. I'm just not in it right now.
You were taking a hiatus from YouTube. You didn't quit YouTube. You were just having a break.
Yeah, I was taking a break from like everything in streaming in general, because yeah, MCC does require streaming usually, unless you're like someone really big for it, like Etho didn't have to stream the event, but like I would have to. I feel like I don't have the same power that Etho does, so I can't like be like, guys, I'm not gonna stream this, and then they kick me out of the event. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna support the event and stream it. But I don't want to like, I didn't want to go live once a month in a hiatus. It doesn't feel very genuine, or like it didn't feel like a thing I should do, even though it wasn't even going on during the hiatus. I wanted to like actually like take a full step back from everything and like not even be like in active things going on. I wanted to actually like fully like step back from things. Besides that one event I was in, but like I wanted to actually like fully not be involved in like any community until I was like ready to come back to things fully. Because even when I was gone, I didn't know what I wanted to do when I came back to streaming. I didn't know what I wanted to like be a part of or like make content wise. So like I made like no promises to myself or others of what I would do when I come back. So it was like very open-ended or very like open interpretation of what I would do when I came back. It's just I came back and I'm like, you know what? I do still like playing Minecraft events. I'll still do them. Why not? It's still fun. But I could have just as well not do it if I didn't really enjoy it, but I do still enjoy it, so I'll still do it.
I don't know why you wouldn't want to stream MCC anyways. Like when you're saying now, like, oh, they kind of require you to stream. Like, why would you ever even try that? Anyways, like, oh yeah, I still want to play, but I want to stream it. Like, I just feel like it's such a big thing to be able to show your like viewers. Why would you miss out on that kind of thing?
Yeah, but also like in fairness, MCC is my least viewed streams.
Oh, that's so, the amount of people live though.
Yeah, there's some people they might not like that. To me, I don't really care that much. But like, to some, they might think, oh, well, I get less viewers playing this Minecraft event over, playing Valorant. So why would I play in this Minecraft event when I could play Valorant? But like, I like playing the event because I like playing the event, not because it gives me viewers, Yeah,
exactly.
It's just fun to me.
Would you now that you're back consider playing in more events, like other events, or is it something that you just not really too interested in?
I think it would have to be something very interesting. There's something I'm doing. I can't leak it, but there's something I'm doing later this year that I'm very excited to do. I can't say a thing about it because I'm not even like,
I'll leak it.
I learned about it a few days ago. It's gonna happen sometime this year. That's like a really cool event. It's not MCC related at all, but like it's when I got invited to it. I'm like, I got invited to it. And I was like, I can't believe that I'm somehow invited to this really cool thing that I can't even talk about for a while. Like it's that cool, and people will know at some point in the year what I'm talking about. But like right now, like I'm like, wow, I am too like I'm not big enough of a creator to be a part of this thing, but like, I'm so like excited for it, but like that'll be way down the line. But I'm like, if the event is like super interesting and has like really cool like gimmicks to it, I'll probably do it, but like I won't promise that. Right now it's just like MCC and maybe like Block Wars if it seems like fun in the future. Like I'll probably do those two because I think those two are like the most like, well, I guess it's those two that are like the most like active to me, and like ones I've just, like are very iconic to me. But also like ones I might be like from EVNT, if Noah has like a thing to put me in, I might do it if it's like a fun opportunity. But like I won't promise any event hosts. I'm not promising anything. But if you ever want to maybe send an invite, my DMs are open on anything. If you want to reach out to me, I'm always down to hear it out. But no promises, no guarantee.
I'm gonna leak what your future thing is because I know it.
Okay, go ahead.
It's the fact that me and Krinios are teaming in the next EVNT, right?
Dude, you're not meant to tell anyone. Dude.
The return.
You gotta cut that out. Cut that out.
No. By the way, I'm joking. I didn't mean trying to trick you to put me into EVNT. Sorry. That's not that. I like to do that.
Hey, I respect the hustle. I respect it. And you know what?
Well,
game recognized game.
it's not like a hint, but like, you know, if you want to, then sure, like, you know.
You never know.
No, I'm not gonna be back. But yeah, no, I kind of enjoy watching you in tournaments. Like, I've watched a few of your like well, not like VODs of you per se, because they're kind of just not ready to existence anymore. But I've watched like people you've teamed with on certain teams. Like, I remember back in, what is it I watched Party. I watched a good few perspectives of Party, and you teaming with Sparkles and Kara. That was a team I enjoyed watching.
I've done a few of them with Kara. Oh, that was the Crimson Krakens one, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a rerun. It was a rerun for Party.
Yeah. So Crimson Krakens is always my most favorite team to play with, because
it's one of the things you're most known for as well.
Yeah, I've done it I think like 5 times now, and every time we do it, Scott's always like, "This is the last time you'll ever play with this team," and we're like, "Okay, Scott, whatever you say," because then we'll randomly like get assigned to the team again without even like really asking for it. But like, I always love playing with those guys. Yeah, I would say that probably is my most like iconic team is the Crimson Krakens. I think I've known them for so long that like when we play, like we want to win obviously, but like I think we're always there to like make the most like fun. I don't know. I think it's more fun to like, for me in events like MCC, I'm always more trying to prioritize being funny and like being funny with my friends rather than like, you know, sitting in silence and just trying to win. With them, that's definitely more like a content team over like trying to, you know, be the best in the game.
Yeah, though, honestly, like, and it, like, that's why, I mean, you proved that with the fact that in 21 your team placed 9th and you placed 34th in div, and then in Party
that one's a bit embarrassing, but you know,
placed 9th in div in Party. To be fair, you see, the thing is, right, and this isn't in a horrible way, you're pretty inconsistent.
I am very inconsistent. I will admit that.
7th, 9th, 5th, 13th, okay, 6th, okay, 14th, okay, 6th, okay, all right, 23rd, 10th, oh, okay, 28th, 29th, 10th, okay, 34th,
Yeah.
10th, 12th, 7th, 11th, 15th, 9th, oh, we're cooking, 28th.
Listen, I have bad days. We all got those bad days, you know. I think 21 was it 21 I got the lowest one. Yeah, 34th. I think it was at the 21st MCC I did 34th place, and that one was a Crimson Krakens MCC, and
It was,
I
yeah.
remember I was very upset about it, not at my team but like upset at myself for like not doing so well, which I think definitely was visible in the VOD that I was like not very happy about it. And I think that was when like Jordan like DM'd me afterwards like to like help me feel better about it. Like he didn't want me to feel too bad about it, which I think I appreciate a lot from him. But I think since then I was like, I want to do better, but I also don't want, if I do bad, I don't want it to be that apparent in the VOD. Like, I don't think it should matter too much to me if I do well or not. Like, I think it is true I'm very inconsistent, but also like I'm not there to like win all the time. I'm also very, I think I'm a hard player to put on a team because I'm just so like random. I don't do practice very much. I don't VOD review. I just kind of like play and show up when I want to. I think that makes it more like a fun like wild card than anything else. But like, I think at this point, like I'm not gonna be upset if I don't win, because there's been, you know, how many events now? Like over like almost like 20 events I've played without winning. Like
there's
I
at least been over like 2, guaranteed.
Well, yeah, maybe 3.
Maybe 3.
But like I think I'm just there to nowadays just be funny and like have fun. And if I win, that'd be great. But I'm also not like gonna like, you know, lose sleep over it. I think nowadays, if I'm in the event, I think that's enough of like a blessing to like be happy about it than like just show up every time and do my best. I think I'll still do my best every time I show up, but like I won't like I used to get very sad over like my performance in MCC. I think now I'm just like, you know what? If I practice, I'll probably still like my placement will probably still be random at the end of the day. So like I might as well just like have fun with it. I think even recently it's been better-ish since like that last season. I feel like it's been, I guess, better than I wouldn't say I've tried harder, but also like I think I just wanted to do better mentally. And I feel like it's very important to prioritize the vibes of the team in terms of like winning. I think teams that like I think mesh well in a call probably, my opinion, do better because like you like trust each other more. You have like better call outs, or you have, you know, more of a companionship to like want to do better. And I think it's also good to have like, you know, like a strong team leader and communication to like really like get things done in a game like that. I feel like I always prioritize like just being as not like nice as I can to my teammates, but like, you know, have everyone on my team feel welcome and vibe well with them, at least with me, that like they're not afraid to like, you know, speak up or like be a part of it in some way. Like I want to make sure everyone is involved, and like even like not like just then, not just an MCC, but also every event I'm in. I want to make sure that everyone on my team is like, everyone is involved in some way. Everyone feels like they're contributing and having fun. Because at the end of the day, like it's not about winning usually. It's about just making content and being funny with it and like having you know, I would hate for someone to be in an event that I'm in on my team and they just don't get to talk the entire time, or they don't get to like do much the entire time. I don't want anyone to feel like they're not worth being there. You know, like I've had a lot of struggle with like imposter syndrome in some way. Like, oh, I don't know why I'm here. You know, I don't know why I'm a part of this. But like, I think it's good to like have everyone feel welcome on my team and feel like they're there for a reason and they have fun, rather than like sit there and feel like they're not, you know, part of it. At least that's my goal. I've always prioritized content over like winning in that event. I probably will still do that if I still play even in the future. People get really, really obsessed over winning, or like, oh, we're trying to like, you know, be the best in that event. But like, it wasn't always that way. Like it always, in the beginning, it was not really about winning. Like the coin existed for like bragging rights, but it wasn't like if you didn't win, no one felt like sad about it. You know, it became that over time because it was more competitive and had like, you know, larger viewerships. But I feel like to me, it's always been like, I want to get better for my sake, not because like I want to brag about it to other people.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Nowadays, I'm like, you know what? I'm not the best. I was never going to be the best. So I might as well have fun with it and just do what I do best, which is just be funny, or like, you know, bring good vibes if I can.
And that's what you do best.
Thank you. I try.
You've made the finale 3 times and at least well over events that you've played in, give or take. Sorry, I'm not thinking. You in MCC 3, you made the finale with Solidarity Gaming, Captain Sparkles, and Kratzy, so nearly the Crimson Krakens. This was back when it was
Almost.
first to 2, so you got 2-0'd and GG. MCC 13, you made the finale with Error. You won 3-2, which is crazy. And then in MCC Scuffed, you lost the finale 3-1.
We did do that. Scuffed was such a fun event.
Scuffed was just Scuffed, so that doesn't really count as a loss. And you won in our hearts.
Yeah, I think the 13 one, the one I did win was actually like the most like fun. That was a reverse sweep. I think we lost. Was it 3? Yeah, I think we lost 2 in a row and then won the last 3 after that. Like it was a crazy comeback. I honestly did not think that team would win that event. I think we were just doing so well, and like by like Dodgeball, I was like, oh my god, is it? Am I gonna win? It was like the last event of season 1. I think it was like December. Like it was a very like it was the final event of that season, and I somehow got a little win in there like last second. That was a very weird day too, because I think that morning I had like someone from Comcast over to like fix our internet that morning, and I went live and my speed was like really bad. It was like 10 upload when I was streaming. So I had to stream in like really low quality. And I was like, chat, I'm so sorry. Like, my internet's so bad today. I'm like, I can't fix it. And that was the one stream where I like won an event. Like I won MCC, and I was like, man, what a bad day to win an event when my internet's like so bad. I don't know how that happened. I was not planning to win at all that day, but it somehow fell into place. Yeah, that was over 3 years ago now. Yeah, a while ago. But sometimes I do feel bad that I've not won like since then, but also like I don't play that much anymore, so it's not like I have the chance is not always there even when I do play. But I'm not like too like fussed about it. But yeah, I forgot I even got to dodgeball 3 times. Like I think getting to dodgeball alone is like pretty impressive, even if you do lose at the end. Like I think it's still like you did pretty good out of 10 teams. You know, I feel like it's not like that much to like feel bad about.
Yeah, I think being there is an achievement in itself, and making it fun. And even just your individual placements, like I know I made a joke about you being inconsistent, but you have had some consistently decent individual placements, and I think that in itself is good enough as well. I
mean, if I get top 10 individual, I'm pretty happy with that. I'm never really like gonna feel bad about getting like top 10. Even if it's like 9th or 8th, I'll still feel good about that. If it's not like top 5, I don't care. Top 10's still pretty good in my opinion.
As long as you're happy, innit?
Yeah.
That's what matters. In MCC2, which was back in 2020, which was crazy to say, like, it's been that long since then.
Before the pandemic.
Yeah, scary, right? Scary to think about.
Yeah, old times.
You subbed into MCC. You weren't actually originally in the roster, but you subbed in for Skeppy, who fell asleep before the event and didn't wake up in typical Skeppy fashion. Genuine question here, if you know the answer. If you never subbed into that event, do you think you'd be playing as many MCCs as you are now? Or do you think you would have played as many MCCs as you have now? Sorry.
I think I would have gone to it eventually, because fun fact, I was supposed to be in the first one, the first MCC. I was on the pink team, and I got invited to that team, and I slept in by about 10 minutes to that event, because back then, right, even before MCC, like any Minecraft event wouldn't ever start on time. It would be like 20 minutes late, 30 minutes late. You know, they would never sub you out last minute. Like they would never do that. But for that event, I slept in, I think it was at 3 p.m. my time. I woke up at like 3:01, 3:05, and they're already going. I was like, oh, damn, okay. I guess I'm not in this. And then I think I like made a tweet about it like the next month when they were doing the second one. And I was like, oh yeah, I can't wait to play in this event, and that I was invited to or something. I made like some joke about it. I can't find it now, but it's probably somewhere online. And then I think Noxite or Scott like DM'd me, and they were like, I knew your name looks familiar. You were meant to be in the first one. I'm like, yeah, I slept in. So they like made me a backup. And I think I was going to be a backup for in the Littlewood originally. I think he was moving at the time and they wanted me to like back up for him in case he couldn't make it. But then he could make it. And then again, Skeppy and Bad like both dropped out. So I subbed in for Skeppy. And then they needed an extra sub. And I was in a call with Sylvie at the time. And Sylvie was not in MCC. And I invited Sylvie to MCC to play with me because she was there with me at the time in a call with me. And then she joined MCC. I don't know if she would have been in the event after that if I didn't invite her to the first, or I guess second event. But in reality, like I probably would have played MCC at some point later on, but I don't know if she would have because like she didn't really know many Minecrafters back then. So like that's a bit more lore than you were expecting. But like, yeah, I was not meant to be in. I was supposed to be in the first one, but also like I invited her to the second one, and then you know the rest is history.
Isn't that strange though how that works? Like you missed out on the first one because you were asleep, and you got into the second one because you were awake and someone else was asleep.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I think I don't know. I won't say for sure I would have been in any future ones if I was not put in the second one because I know I was put as backup in the second one. But like you know,
it's nice to assume you would have been.
It's just taking any opportunity that comes my way. I mean, I didn't even think like that MCC would be that big when I played when I like saw the first one being made. I knew what Nox Crew was. I knew them from like the Nox Crew game show, but I didn't know it would be like a big thing. I mean, anyone knew it would be a big thing, but like it was like so shocking seeing like how well that event was ran when I was watching it as a viewer. So I was like, oh wow, they actually start on time. That's crazy. That's not even heard of in the Minecraft space. Like that alone is pretty impressive. And then it just kept going.
You probably never thought you was going to be on the InsideMC podcast either, but where you are now?
I have no idea. Weird how life goes that way, huh?
Nah, it's just funny how it all works out. Now you've played in so many, and I mean, it's like Anvenom said on his podcast, like he regretted leaving so early in, and then ended up getting invited back. So I feel like it would have been one of those cases where you probably would have at one point if like you'd kind of carried on building your branding, which you were doing, but also
yeah,
it's just all luck of the draw, really. Part size as well.
I know even back then, like the waitlist was so long, but maybe because I was already meant to be in the first one, I got kind of like got homied in, you know, I kind of got like a bit of a fast pass for that one. But like, yeah, I guess if I didn't ever like make that tweet joking about it, if I would have gone in, I mean, I have no idea what would happen. That could have been like an entire like different life if I didn't ever like ask to be in the second one. I have no idea.
I've heard there's a rumor that apparently the waitlist has gone down and like whoever they think fits best for the event. Oh no, it's true.
Probably. I have no insight to how the event ran these days.
Oh, sorry, no, yeah, I'm not trying to get an answer from you. I was just saying that's why.
Oh yeah, no. It's just like I know at some point it was just so long and people waited like over a year to get into it. It's a fun event. People want to be a part of it, and you know what happens.
Well, now they just invite who they think fits best with the roster, which honestly I think is better.
Yeah, it's probably good. Yeah,
because I am player manager for Mayhem. And I don't have a waitlist. I'm just like, yeah, okay, you've shown your interest, thank you. And I don't rude well, so I'm not nice about. But like, I take note of who shows interest, and I just keep it in mind on like a spreadsheet. And it just depends because like the thing is, the waitlists are a thing, yeah. But then there's also like I always like to pay attention to the fact that creators can just kind of blow up out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like I could have a waitlist for like you to be on it, sure. But then there could just be this other creator who just is blowing up, fits perfectly to an event, and I'm like, oh, waitlist.
I think it's whoever fits that event at the time. It shouldn't be like a thing that where it's like, oh well, I waited longer, you know, it's whoever should like fit best in that moment. No, I think it just depends on the manager, honestly.
It's just whoever works, in my opinion, anyways. What's your, apart from Crimson Krakens and I guess winning, do you have any other MCC memories that you like?
Not sure about memories, but I remember the one I did with
not sure about memories, but I remember. Sorry.
Say it again, sorry?
It's like, I'm not sure about memories, but I remember.
Oh.
I just thought it was funny. So yeah, go on.
I meant like an event I remember liking a lot was 33, which was Philza, Rambo, and Michaela. That event I think was like the hardest I ever laughed ever, and it was a bit where like I think we got like wheat for some reason in the decision dome, or was it wheat or bread? It was something like that. And then like Philza made a joke, or Rambo made a joke about having to hide it from people, and he made the joke about like, you know, hiding it in a certain cavity in Philza. And I remember like I like turned around to see like Rambo and Philza both like crouching over. I remember dying laughing like so hard because like it was not, I don't know why that bit was a thing, but I remember like it was so random and like so outrageous that I just couldn't stop laughing at it. I don't know why, like that team just on paper sounds so random and like not like I had no idea if I would vibe at all with any of them really, because I never like talked to any of them very often before that. But like in the first like 5 minutes of that stream, I remember like having like no worry because it was just so like good vibes from the get-go that like I had no worries like past that point of it being like either like a bad stream or like a bad team. Like I remember being like just so funny from the beginning that I was so confident that would be a good like a good event.
So them ones are kind of nice though, where you have like this undercard event of like a bunch of people put together and you're like, like you said there, you weren't 100% sure how it went, and then it went almost like perfectly, pretty much. Good vibes.
Yeah, I
vibes,
just didn't expect it to be like that funny. It was like so like random, but it was just so fun.
This is why I advocate or like try to tell people to like broaden their horizons a little bit, because they Mayhem as a checklist. You can put who you like the team with, who you don't like the team with, and sometimes we'll form a team and we're like, oh my god, this is amazing, and then this person has like, don't want to. I understand, but like I thought that'd be such a good, funny, like underdog vibey team kind of thing of like you wouldn't expect it, but you have them and don't want to. Now I can't make this team. It's so cool.
I know there's been creators in MCC who refuse to team with people they don't know personally, which I think like fine if you have that like certain stigma, but also like you're not gonna make better content if you don't like expand the horizon to like at least challenge yourself to like form like new friendships with new people. Like I don't know, I feel like it gets boring if you're with the same like 3 guys every event, you know. I feel like it's not gonna be very fun after like the 4th or 5th time doing it.
Yeah, that's why I like the podcast. I get to talk to a bunch of different people every single week.
It's all new, you know.
Do you hear so many stories that I use like in my everyday life now, and like lots of different things that people say, and I use it and take it like references or analogies or like, you know, little things like this. I mean, there'll be something from this podcast that I'll be editing and I'll listen back to, and I'll be like, oh, I can steal that, and I can say that in real life and take all the credit.
Yeah, I think it's really fun meeting new people. I think I like change. I like trying new things and like meeting new people very often. But like I think it's just fun to like not. I mean, I don't want to say I get bored of my friends, but I think it's always fun to like gain a new perspective on things or like meet someone new that you don't like quite know very well. Because like I don't know, I think you might meet someone that has like a valuable thing you can learn from them, or even just have like you never know how well you vibe with someone so you actually meet them and like do something with them, and it's people you don't even like expect to like form like such a fun like friendship with. You don't even like know till you even like try doing it. Like it's just very random like how you meet someone in very like random circumstances that honestly could have happened. Like it could have very, as you know, closely not happened, but like you meet someone like so randomly, right? Like I don't know, like a party or like in like an event or like something like so random that you don't think you would ever meet them otherwise, and then that person becomes like your best friend like randomly without even like really knowing it. And it's funny like how that could have not happened. You would never know that person. You would never ever like come across them again. Like that's a very like fun thing about like meeting new people, that like you could meet your new like best friend without even like realizing it, because you're not trying to stay in the same like circle forever. You're trying to like, it's good to like have that willingness to like willingness, is that the word? I don't know.
Yeah, willingness, good word.
Willingness to meet new people and like, expand that horizon.
Can I talk about myself real quick as to like link to this?
I guess. No, go for it.
So it's like a funny. It's funny. Like it's kind of a longer way of getting to the point that you were making there. But so like last year now, not last year, the year before. Jesus, not even last year. Holy crap. Wait, so that means it wasn't even. Was it last year? Was it? Yeah, it was last year. So I ended up getting like suspended from my old night shift job and ended up leaving. And because of it, I decided to bring back content creation. So that meant bringing back the podcast. And as I'm scrolling through Twitter, there's this one girl called Debbie Morales, and I invite her on the podcast because she's won like some Twitch competition. I'm like, oh cool. So I invite her on, we're talking blah blah blah. And then her boyfriend AJX, who's now the co-host of Midweek MC, sees the podcast and like, you know, said like afterwards that he always wanted to come on. But then he invites me to we start talking about something for some reason, and he invites me to one of his videos, and you know, and I help him record it, lost my voice stuff, and then we just start talking every single day. And then I'm like to him, I want to make like a second part of the podcast, would you be interested in co-hosting it? And he says yes. And then now we just talk every single day, and it's just so strange that like had I've never been suspended from that job and gone back into content creation and then brought back the podcast, and then had I have not brought on this one person, or had she have not popped up on my timeline, that just wouldn't have gone, that would have just never happened. And it's so strange it's a longer one, but it's so strange to think about, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I have an example of that. Is that last year there was the MCC Rising thing going on last year. Everyone making all those like videos for applications. That was when I think Ghosty Fruit made a video and then wanted to like share it with like her friends to like get opinions on it from like actual players in the event. And I had never talked to Ghosty really before that at all. I was like, I play in the event, I'll watch it, I guess. And then she invited me to like some Discord server she was in with like some of her friends, and I like met her that way, and now we're like really good friends. And then I also met Shane Firebreath Man that way, because he also was in that Discord and he wanted to like give his take on the video. And now like me and Shane are like really close friends, because like I just randomly decided to watch a video that I really didn't have much authority on. I just wanted to like, you know, give some take on it as a guy who plays in the event sometimes. But like if I didn't do that, I would never like actually became friends with either of them. I'd just like, you know, win all my life. But like they're like two very important people to me as friends. Like I spent like most of like TwitchCon last year with them. Like I appreciate both those guys very much, and it's weird how I almost never really met them that much outside of like, because I feel like outside of the events, like I probably would never like really gotten that close to either of them without like a little chance to like, you know, join a Discord call and, you know, meet them properly. Like, it would have been as easily as a chance I would have never had that opportunity. So it's weird how like things work out that way.
Not to kind of like question it, I guess, but I guess I am going to question it. And only if you have an answer. I don't want to pressure you, of course. What made you accept my Discord friend request? I guess while we're on topic. Like was there a reason, if you remember it?
Did you not DM me on Twitter before that?
Did I? Maybe I did.
I think I may have gotten like a Twitter DM or something like that. I also may have known you. I think I knew of you. I knew of the podcast already.
I never DM'd you on Twitter.
Really? I thought it was the one shot thing, the event.
No, I invited you to that after the after like we recorded the MCC video. I never DM'd you. No,
I got a DM. I don't know if from you or someone else. But someone else.
We choke on milk. You got invited from that. Yeah.
Yes, yes, and I saw InsideMC. Or sorry, InsideMC, not InsideMCC. InsideMC. I knew the podcast from like Twitter somewhat, and I knew some of my friends had been on it before, so I knew like it wasn't like something random. And I think you may have already announced Ghosty being on it by that point.
Yeah, Ghosty.
So I was like, I trust Ghosty. I'll be on this thing if it's fun. So I think I already had like some form of like trust there. I normally don't accept like any Discord friend requests, but I think I just knew of you, so I was like, you know, I'll just, yeah, sure, why not? I'm not gonna like, there's not much harm in this, I don't think, so I'll just do it. But I think I already knew like what you did before we ever like talked. You actually, so
yeah,
I figured what the purpose would be.
And then I ended up inviting you to the MCC video at first. Yeah, I remember you came out like a wave of like where a good few people accepted my friend request, and I remember turning around to AJ being like, shit, I'm booked in for like the next 2 months. What do I do now? So then I was like, you know what, MCC video, I can invite them to that, and then I can lead it into like, oh, in 2 months, would you also like to come on the podcast? So it all worked out in my favor somehow.
This is kind of related, but I think it's funny to mention is that I have some friends who I met like this year and last year who I wasn't friends with when I was in like 2019, 2020, but they knew of me from like SMP Live or whatever. And they would tell me like, oh, I used to watch you kind of back in the day, or I used to watch like SMP Live back in the day. And my favorite bit I love doing with these friends is like, if I'm at a party with them and I know someone there was like on SMP Live, like I think one time my friend was like, oh, I used to watch you and Connor on SMP Live. And we were at a party with Connor Eats Pants there. I'm like, hey, Connor, guess what? This girl used to be a fan of you. And they always get so embarrassed, like really, really embarrassed. And it's always my favorite bit because like it doesn't affect me in any way. But the person I'm talking to, they get so embarrassed by it because they're like, why would you tell him that I used to watch him? And I'm like, you told me that you watched me, and like, because I'm friends with you, but like, you know, it's the same thing to all of us. Like, I don't think it's a bad thing to talk about.
Why tell me if you don't want me to tell them? You know?
Yeah, why would you tell me if you want me to spread the word? And I had another friend who like was friends with, or was a fan of like the Cube growing up, and we were at a party with back in it was for the party in Vegas for MCC after party that event, and H-Bomb was there, and I was like gonna go talk to H-Bomb, and my friend thought I was gonna like make them talk to H-Bomb. And they were like, Ryan, please do not go over there. And I was like, I'm just gonna go talk to H-Bomb. And they were like so scared that I was gonna like make them get introduced to him that they like followed me. And then I had no choice but to introduce them because they followed me over to H-Bomb. I was like, well, you followed me over here, so I have to introduce you now to H-Bomb. You chose this.
Yeah, you
chose this to happen. Like, I'm not gonna have you stand there and not talk to him. Like what did you think would happen? So like, I think it's a funny bit to like make my like non-famous friends meet their heroes, almost not their heroes, but like like meet their like people childhood favorite creators. Yeah, people they watched growing up or like watched a few years ago. Like, I think it's so funny. They hate it. And the person who is the creator is always like so like confused by it or doesn't really get it. But like, to me, it's so funny. And I love doing it, but I know I'm an asshole for doing it, but I think it's just so funny.
I love doing it. No, I actually love the idea of that. That's so good.
Yeah. I've always liked the idea of like helping my friends. I like the idea of helping my friends. Like, if my friends want to meet someone, I would love to like help them do that. Or like, I've always liked the idea of like helping my friends, you know, with an opportunity that just like wouldn't help them much like career wise, but just like a childhood bucket list type thing. Like, I love like making those things happen if I can.
Yeah, you love just helping out.
Yeah, I mean, it just makes them happy.
Will you be at TwitchCon EU? I feel like I know the answer here, but also
not EU, but I will be at TwitchCon San Diego. If anyone is going,
I don't know if I'm going to San Diego. That's the issue.
I think it's pretty fun. I don't know. I haven't ever been to the EU TwitchCon. I think next year I probably will go to the one, whatever it is in EU. But like this year, no, I'm not. But I've
I'll be in
always.
Rotterdam again.
Oh, really? Is it confirmed next year for also Rotterdam?
Yeah, I think it's for like till 2026 or 2027.
I think it's the same thing for San Diego, which I think San Diego is a great city for TwitchCon. I think I had a lot of fun 2 years ago with that. So I think it's good that it's staying one place for a while.
So I actually have a hotel reserved in San Diego. I found like one for like 5 nights for like 400 quid. And how I've done it.
Oh, that's pretty good.
It's one of those ones where like you can pay when you get there and you can cancel last minute for free. So I'm just holding on to it just in case I go. Like I really want to go, but it's looking really unlikely based on like financial.
I did not. That's so cheap. I mean, I don't know if that is in American, but like last year for Vegas, I was looking at hotels for like 5 days, and one was like 1.8k USD, and it was like I can't pay that. That's too much money. So I stayed in a B&B instead. But like it's crazy how expensive hotels are. But that seems pretty cheap for 5 days. That's pretty good.
Well, I booked it instantly. That's why. As soon as TwitchCon got announced in San Diego, I booked it, and I was like, okay, like I have it now. So
you have it. Yeah, that's good.
Why I always do the whole. This is why I tell people all the time. This is why you should do the pay an extra 50 quid to reserve the hotel, and then you either go and you pay an extra 50 quid, or you cancel last minute, and at least you've held on to the hotel until then.
I think it's worth it.
I mean, it's worth it as well. But yeah, we'll see if I go to San Diego. I'm definitely going to Rotterdam, but anyway, I'm really excited to watch MCC live. I actually can't wait. It's gonna be sick.
It is happening. Yeah, I hope it's a good time.
I think it will be. I'm looking forward to it. Who knows? There might even be an after party. Probably will be.
Who knows? I have no idea. I'm not there, so I don't know. But if there is, hey, hope it's fun.
Pull up the FaceTime and we can get you to introduce to people.
Hey guys, I'm Krinios. Nice to meet you all. I'm on a phone.
I'm
1,000+ miles away.
I'm quite the after partyist myself. So.
Yeah,
kind of taken a blast into the past here because we just kind of brushed over it. You haven't always made Minecraft content.
No, that's why I say I'm variety.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and you still are variety. I mean, your most popular video is like how I accidentally became a Portal speedrunner. 2.5 million views, but I never realized. Oh my god!
I know, crazy, isn't it? that's COVID numbers.
the Portal 2 speedrunner again, number 2, 728k. You paid e-girls to play games with you. I actually watched that before the podcast.
That is a video that video I'm a little. It's a video I'm a little embarrassed by, but I think it's still funny. The e-girls one, because I think I don't think it aged poorly, but I think it may give people the wrong impression of me that I think at the time I knew was a joke, but people might not know it was a joke. But yeah, I'll talk about the Portal one real fast. The Portal one was my biggest video, as you said. That one I did not plan to do very well because it actually was an accident. Like the title was literally an accident. I was playing Portal 1 on stream casually. I just never played Portal 4 on stream or even in general at all. And these two guys in my chat, they were trying to like teach me like weird tricks to do to like skip entire levels. And then at some point it became like an entire video of me just like doing the run without any like verbal instructions or like prior knowledge. And I was just doing it based off like chat instructions. And it was very fun. And then I did like a few more runs off stream and on stream. And I got my time down to like 20 minutes for that game in like 3 days. And that video, I remember I think I may have thought it would do kind of well, but not like as big as it did. Because like I remember I was working on it for like a whole week afterwards. I know for sure that I edited it like 3 times in a row. Like I did it once, didn't like it, did it again, and did it again because I wanted it to be perfect of a video. And it was kind of similar to the recent video I did where I was in like a Discord call for like an entire day, almost kind of like deafened, or like I would undeafen every now and then, like talk to friends, but like I would kind of just spend the entire time editing the video in silence. And then at some point I was like, all right, this is good. Posted it. It did like okay for like the first day. And then someone in the comments, I forget what the actual video title was at the beginning, but someone in the comments was like, oh, like you should make it this title instead, because the title sounds more like a Ludwig video than like a Portal video. And I was like, that title does sound better. So I changed it to how I accidentally became a Portal speedrunner. And I changed like the thumbnail once or twice again after that. And then it just blew up. Like it went super big. It became like 100K, then 200K, 500K, then 1 million in like only a week. And I was like, whoa, this is crazy. But I think I was moving when I was happening. I was like moving houses, and I was like, I was looking at my phone every day when I was moving, like, oh my God, like it's still going up. How am I doing this? Like, how is this happening? Like, it's so good. And then yeah, Portal 2 also did that as well, which like that was even more fun in my opinion. It was more of like a polished format than first one. I did like 4 or 5 of those videos, and I think I was very proud of it because it was my biggest video, and I felt good because it wasn't Minecraft. But I was still like pretty like, again, that was 5 months after SMP Live when I was like, because early 2020 was like I had no views. I was like so like I had no like real niche to fill. I was so like lost as a creator, and I felt really bad that like my biggest content was based on a server I'm not on anymore. It felt like I didn't have much to like say for myself as a creator that wasn't like tied to an existing thing. And once that did pretty well, I was like, all right, cool. I can like be my own creator without like feeling I'm being like tied down to that server. So I felt pretty proud of it in that sense. And I felt good that like, okay, well, I'm not just good at making Minecraft videos. I'm good at making any video I want to make that's like, you know, personal to me. So I felt very, very proud of that mostly than just the view count itself.
Nice to hear, honestly. Sorry that's such a crap reaction. I just realized. Sorry. It's nice. It is really good to hear. So I just don't know what to respond with it because it's lovely. There you go.
Also, I guess worth mention the Egro video alongside that one has a different history to it actually. Like
wait, which video?
Because again, the Egro one, the third biggest video, the Egro.gg video I did.
Sorry, why did I hear something different?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah, sorry, it's hard to say for some reason in my voice, but that video I also was shocked it did pretty well because it did like okay at the time, but it did better after the Portal one came out. That video was my first like, I mean, it was like half of it was not even like gaming. It was half of it was Minecraft, Minecraft wasn't like in the title or thumbnail really, just like a part of the video in some way. But that period of time was like I was kind of just like throwing stuff at a wall and see what would stick, and that one did so well for some reason. I don't know why it did. I think because like the concept of like a website where you can like pay girls to play games with you just sounds so weird, and I wanted to like make a video where I was like I couldn't tell. I think at first that video was gonna be like more of like a documentary style video because I did like a bunch of recordings where I paid some of them to like play like I don't know like CS:GO with me, and I would like interview them during the content. I would just interview them and like ask them questions kind of like this while playing games to like understand like how it works, like how they use the website. But that didn't feel like very fun to me. So I thought I would have more like a thing where I'd like have my friends like go on the website and like try and find like funny ones to like react to, and then you know actually pay a few of them to play Minecraft with me. And that was like very fun. I think more of a video in that sense. And then random fun fact, one of the girls in that video, her name's AJ. I met her randomly through that video, and I found out that she was friends with one of my friends, Katerino, randomly online as a streamer. And then she also like moved to Austin around when I did, and now we're just friends in person as well. So like this random person on this website who I met super randomly by pure chance, I now am friends with in person, like an actual like IRL friend of mine.
Back to earlier.
Yeah, just like weird coincidences. People you don't mean to meet, but like you just do randomly, and like yeah, she's a great person, great friend. This was a weird time in my life because I was like, I think that video came out when I like took a hiatus, ran then too, because my childhood dog like passed away, and I was like, guys, I'm gonna take a break for a while. And I think I was just like sad for like a few weeks, so I was like, you know, I'm gonna like put my energy into like one video, and I put it into that one video, and I think that one.
Else then.
Oh.
I'm sad for a while, so I thought I'd go and spend money on e-girls.
Spend money on e-girls, yeah, to touch. No. I think that was already. I think I've already recorded some of it before that happened. Anyways, I was like, you know what? I'm going to make this video as best as I can, like put the most amount of effort into it. I think that video I probably spent not the most amount of time on, but like I think I was the most proud of it for a long time. I think nowadays it's like a bit weird to watch. You know, I think I like showed a friend it last year, and they were like, Ryan, this is so cringe. And I'm like, I know it's cringe, but like it kind of is meant to be cringe, but only if you like know that like I'm not actually doing it to like benefit from the website. I thought it was just a funny concept, and I just wanted to make a video about it, but like that was really it. I think I wanted to do it again last year, but I think the person I was when I made that video, I'm just not that same guy anymore. That like it wouldn't be nearly as funny as it was back then. So it to me that video just feels like a weird like time capsule of like early pandemic was like when I made it. That like I think it's just gonna stay in that part of my life from this point onward.
There you go. And that's the past of Krinios' videos. I mean, there's several other ones, but we could be here all day if we were talking about every individual video.
Admittedly, so. I do private them a lot. Unfortunately, I do private a few videos. I do like delete some videos I'm not proud of anymore. I think I probably regret doing.
It happens.
Like every SMP live video I ever made is gone for my channel, which I don't feel too great about, but like I can't undo that, unfortunately. I think from now on though, I'll probably be more like open about like what I've done before. Like I won't be like trying to hide my past videos. Like I think I gotta be more proud of like what I make and not like feel bad about it later on.
Stay slaying. That's what I say.
Stay slaying. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll keep that in mind.
Is there anything in this podcast, before we move into the Twitter questions here, that you thought I was going to bring up and we didn't talk about, or have we done a pretty good job of covering every basis?
I think I've yapped a lot. I think we covered most of what I wanted to. I mean, I feel like I brought up enough things on my own accord that like you didn't even need to bring up. I feel like I've done.
I guess I led
enough.
Into it. I got to take some credit. Come on, it was my podcast. So got to look like a good podcast host. We've been recording for 2 hours. Oh my god.
All right, I talk a lot. I'm telling you.
I'm just saying, it doesn't feel like that. It's nice. It's good when the podcast. I mean, they don't normally do, but it's nice when it doesn't feel like it's waffle. But Twitter questions, Krinios. There we go.
Twitter questions, yeah.
This one comes from. I feel like we've actually answered all it. Oh, we've actually answered every single Twitter question.
Actually,
I mean, did you answer? I guess like you didn't say an exact one here. This is from Squish, One Delicious. Oh no, that's the wrong one. Sorry, from Cacti. You answered. I have to ask it now. This one's from Squish. You've participated in a lot of Minecraft events. What about them makes it so fun and special to participate in? And do you enjoy watching them as much as participating in them? There you go. Why do I struggle to say that so much?
It's hard to read sometimes. I have a hard time reading lines. I get it.
We've been talking for 2 hours. It's 9 p.m. at night. I'm on like 5 hours sleep. That's my excuse.
Yeah. I find Minecraft events so fun because I did mention earlier, like, I think it's the fact that like you can be matched with anyone you don't know very well and then try and find some way to make that funny. I also think it's just fun to play. Like, the Minecraft games are just fun to play as. Like, I don't think I would do them if they were like so boring, you know? I think in terms of watching them, I watched them a lot a few years ago when I wasn't in them. Like, I would watch an MCC even if I wasn't in the event. But nowadays I probably won't watch it because it's kind of the same thing to me. I don't feel like I'm missing out on much. But yeah, I think they're just fun because I just think I'm a little bit competitive as a person, but also like I think the fact that I'm even in it is enough of like a privilege to me as a person that I can like enjoy it for what it is, even if I don't win it. You know, I think that alone is like enough reason to be in an event like that.
The next one then comes from Eternal Cacti, which you've kind of answered, but just for the sake of actually having more than one Twitter question here, I'm gonna ask you. Yeah, what is your favorite video you've ever made and why? I
guess I did say it was the Eagle one that I'm most proud of, but I think the one I had the most fun making was probably one of the Portal ones. I think the Portal 2 one I think was like the most fun to edit down. But I don't think it's like my most like edited video. It's just like one I think was just the most fun content to produce, and like because the difference it's the difference between like making the content on stream and then editing it down. I think the Portal 2 video was like fun to do on stream and even more fun to do editing it down to a video. That like I think that one's probably like my like favorite one I've ever worked on, in my opinion.
I think that's a fire video as well. Like like it makes sense as to why it's your favorite because it's done well and it's just a good video overall.
It's more polished than the first one. Even the first one has more views. The second one is more polished.
You learn from it. That's why
I learned a lot from it. Yeah, I think it's good to like every video I make. I think I learn a bit new things from for the next video. Like I want every video to be better than the last one if I can. Probably not gonna happen, but like I want every video to be like somewhat of like a learning experience to like pick up as knowledge for like the next one if I can.
It's the same with me, constantly learning and innovating, using things I've learned, boosting it into the next one. Kind of idea.
It's good, yeah. It's a good skill to have, or a good skill to pick up if you can.
With that being said then, Krinios, I know, don't cry with your one eye. That sadly brings the end of the InsideMC
We're having
podcast.
So much fun.
We were. I mean, Chris, I'm happy to call and talk to you whenever you want. And, you know, my DMs are always open to you.
I'm free Tuesdays.
Huh?
I'm free Tuesdays, you know. Every Tuesday we can do a little chat, you know.
If you're actually being serious, I'm down. Maybe not tomorrow because I'm recording videos, but next Tuesday I'll be free as long as I'm not recording.
I actually don't know what my schedule is. I think even next Tuesday I'm busy, so,
wow,
I have friends flying into town. But you know,
you just got my hopes up for no reason.
I'm so sorry. I thought we were gonna become
like new besties and stuff. I don't know. You know what? All I gotta do is make an MCC Rising free application. I'll DM you to react to it, and I'll
join your Discord server, and then we'll become best friends.
Yeah, exactly. Look at that.
That's how it happens. You know, you never know. You never know.
Before I do the outro here, I always like to give this opportunity for you to promote yourself. If people have enjoyed listening to us yap away for the last 2 hours or however long this is after me cutting it up, where can people find you within reason? All right, no promoting anything bad.
You can find me at youtube.com/Krinios. You can find me at twitch.tv/Krinios. I plan on streaming at least a few times a week from this point onward. I have a few, I won't say what they are yet, but a few pretty good banger YouTube videos on the way.
Okay.
A bunch of pretty ambitious projects I won't leak just yet because I'm not quite ready to leak those, but I think this year will be a very good year for Krinios. So if you wanna lock in now, if you wanna invest in Krinios stocks, this is the year to do it because I think I'll have some pretty good stuff to show you guys by the end of the year.
And I've invested nice and early. Yeah.
Yep.
With that being said, then thank you so much, Krinios, for taking time out of your Monday to join me, and it's been a great talk. So thank you so much.
It's been great. Yeah, thank you for having me.
No worries. With that being said, thank you all for listening. Stay safe. Don't eat too much bread. Pieces.
Bye bye.
Right, that's the practice done. Let's record the actual podcast.
Okay. Yeah. No, I'm not busy. Let's do it.